bad.
We're live. I went live. I didn't realize I was going live, but I did.
It sounds like poutine, but extra. Really? Like someone was really hungry and had to have everything on it.
They're so good that we used to go late night, not late night, but by the time we got back, it was late night from Oswego to Rochester.
There it is.
Yeah, man. I totally get it. I understand. Like when I was in Rochester, I was like, it was like once a month I was at Nick Tahoe's.
Okay, this is a thing I did not know about.
Oh yeah,
we're going.
Yeah,
okay.
we should.
The other thing,
I'm not gonna
over the summer with you and the
good.
boys was Dinosaur Barbecue in Syracuse.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Dino. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That's a great place. It's one of my happy places.
Sticky Lips is my jam.
Oh my God, Sticky Lips.
I've
not been to
Sticky Lips.
Yeah.
I hope that's also
a barbecue joint
place.
Yeah.
It was like the dive. It was like the hole, but man, was the
like the
food
worst
the
thing for a
tops.
strip club.
Yeah.
Well, now you went there, Manny.
Sorry.
You went there, bud.
I started that one off. I got the ball rolling. I accept blame.
Yeah, you primed me for that.
It was heavily implied with what I said.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not that I would anyway.
It's out there in the world.
So,
Sorry, buddy.
welcome to our world building episode. is that what we're doing?
We've just named our first tavern.
We sure did.
After the famous barbecue joint.
And now it's time to name our second tavern because I think all of the PCs are going to not go to that first tavern.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my. Okay.
Right? There's got to be at least one character who's like, I'm not drinking at the sticky anything. Find someplace else.
Well, yeah, it's such a gross
Right?
kind of term. Like nothing that shouldn't.
Yeah.
Honey should be sticky. That's
Honey
fine.
should be sticky. That's, yeah.
Jam should be sticky.
These are acceptable things.
You know, eggs not sticky.
No.
Ooh. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Not sticky.
Not too runny.
Yeah.
I want sticky eggs.
God, but sticky eggs is way worse than runny, too.
Oh, yeah, no.
Sticky sounds bad and it makes me sad for having to clean the pan.
They had an omelet.
Rice can
bar
be
today.
sticky.
Did you see it?
Rice.
Yes.
I almost went there, but I was like, one of the burritos a little.
I didn't like spending $9
So it's just
on an
all
omelet.
food conversation.
Yeah, right. Although honestly, with the price of eggs right now, that's
Yeah.
not all that.
That's fair.
That's not that much.
Ooh, what's tomorrow? Filet mignon?
Sticky lasagna.
I'm
sorry.
Ooh, that sounds great,
Yeah.
though.
Well, it's the cheese and stuff.
Yeah.
Poor Kelly. He's not doing it.
I'm sorry.
Rid and I are probably on the same page.
Yeah, Red's just like, I'm not paying
the
attention.
buttons over there. All this food.
Okay.
All this food discussion.
You guys come with us to our food adventures. You can stay in the car. We'll have some chicken nuggets.
There's probably
Chicken nuggets.
I
hamburgers
can't
and-
eat chicken nuggets. Sorry.
Chicken nuggets are like they're like hot dogs.
What
dude.
can you eat?
Osmosis.
That's a good question.
He can eat by
Ice cream.
osmosis.
You like ice cream?
I do like ice cream.
Well, yeah, that's good. We'll get you a tub of ice cream.
Pizza.
I mean,
Okay.
I can eat most pizzas.
What a pizza. Do you eat Pringles?
Yeah.
Pringles. Who goes to Pringles after
I mean,
pizza?
I can eat non-food that is snacks. Most snacks I'm
Most
okay
snack
with.
foods are acceptable.
I can eat.
You want some Gorp?
I don't know what that is, and I'm
Good
terrified.
old raisins and
Oh, no
peanuts.
raisins. Raisins are disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those are
And
nature's
many
little
people
golden
agree with
bites.
you.
That is a vampire grape.
Oh, the golden
and it's
raisins.
disgusting and
are
undead.
So good.
A vampire
Craisins,
grape?
craisins.
Yes.
Why is it a
They're my
vampire
favorite.
grape?
Wouldn't it be a mummified grape?
Sure,
It's a
whatever.
vampire.
Dehydrated, yeah.
It's been sucked dry.
Oh, it's been chupacabra.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Raisin. It's a
The
raisin
grape
cartel.
sucker, the
We
chupacabra.
are-
It's a raisin cartel.
Nobody wants cryptid grapes.
No.
Cryptid.
Yes,
Simon
it's the
Simon
government
Chris.
got involved, to buying up raisins, right? And then this is kind of like the same reason there's a bunch of cheese on an underground layer in, I don't know, someplace.
They age it.
That's great for
No,
aging.
no, no,
Well,
no.
it's like a bank
So
of
this is like
cheese.
government cheese, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
You heard of
Yeah.
government cheese?
I sure did.
So, where does that come from?
The government?
Yeah.
Right, but it comes from the farmers
Yes, I
that
know,
they
yeah.
pay for it.
Yeah.
They buy so much excess cheese that they just store it in these huge underground bunkers because they pay way
I
more
want
than
that aged cheddar.
We live in a weird world.
They do this. Something similar happened with grapes
It's not real.
and raisins.
I don't believe it anymore.
That's weird.
It's gotten too weird.
Speaking of grapes, I'm a fruit lassie.
You sure are.
I'm a fruit. Fruit.
You're allowed to say that about yourself, but if anybody else does, it sounds like a slur. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That is like a really outdated.
That is an outdated but
a
actual
really
slur.
outdated slur. Yeah.
What, mushy?
Yeah, Leshy.
yeah.
But
Hey.
the old switcheroo.
So you were grape, really? So you were like,
I'm not a
No,
grape.
no, no.
I'm a putrid coconut.
Oh, that's right. You're a coconut.
I'm a coconut.
So I'm like, are you like a byproduct of wine? I mean, what is?
No. I was just trying to segue into what we're doing instead of talking
We're just kind of hanging out.
I'm picturing a fermented fruit
fine.
I'm trying to find some
drunken
music,
master
sorry,
monk now.
Oh, it's an oracle.
I know your
But
character.
but a
But you
drunken master
could do like
would
a
be fun.
vine leshy with a bunch
Yeah,
of grapes
it's-
all over it.
There's an
Yeah.
actual like human condition where your body naturally creates alcohol.
I've seen that episode of Star Trek.
It
Fair.
doesn't happen to a lot of people, but you end up with like a base.
This is truth.
Yeah,
I know
thank you.
I
Yeah,
know it's
I know.
true.
Your body can actually ferment the
Ethyl
things that
alcohol.
you eat and turn them into like alcohol
Yeah, and
inside your body, which you
Weird.
then absorb, and you are kind of constantly drunk,
The Star Trek episode it happened
yes.
because of the sun.
depending on the
The sun that they were
severity of-
near
So essentially
turned
what
it,
happens
made it
is
happen. The
You
radiation.
weren't necessarily inebriated, right? But those people do process alcohol differently, into which if they blow in a breathalyzer, they will blow positive for alcohol consumption.
That is weird.
So they have to have like a medical thing when they get pulled over that says, "Hey, my body just produces ethyl alcohol."
Can't have those cars with a
It's the episode where Sulu takes his shirt off and has a sword and he's going down the
Oh, okay.
corridors.
Okay.
Is that where that comes from?
What?
Medically, I've seen just that single part of that.
We are so unhinged today. It's amazing. I
So
love
it's
it.
a Monday.
It is a good day to be unhinged, for sure. I love it.
World building episode.
Building the world. What a world it shall be.
All right. Do you want tavern music or the Wizard Tower music?
Yes.
Ooh, both
Tabletop
sound
audio.
good.
I'll cue them both up.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes,
say,
and-
can we get a little sample?
I should probably
Can we
plug
dip our
things in.
toes
It's been
into the
like,
music?
God, like 2 weeks. I don't know how I'm doing it.
We're out of practice.
Where
It's
am-
been a little too long.
Where am I supposed to
Yeah.
be? Where am I supposed to be here?
What are you trying to do?
Have a resource for making a character. I guess we don't even need that tonight.
One of the little
Well, I think we're going to
guns.
touch on.
We-
I'd
who
like
knows what
to.
we're gonna
I'd
do.
like to
Sure.
talk about our characters
Yeah.
a bit
Yeah.
to help integrate things.
Yeah.
That's for the otter comment earlier today.
Oh, come on. You can't shoot me for puns
I
on
can.
stream.
I did. I just did it.
Tell the
He
crowd.
tried to argue his way out of it. It was like, that pun was not told at the table.
And Tucker would have gotten
Tucker
that.
jumped on that one.
There we go.
All right, so that's the tavern music.
That's tavern
I'm
music.
assuming.
Yeah.
I'll give you. This is Wizard Tower. Supposedly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like this for
This one- this one-
creation.
Actually, my kids like this. When I was homeschooling them during COVID, I used to play this for them.
Oh.
And we'd have like lessons that last 10 minutes because it's tabletop audio stuff. And I'm like, when this song switched over, we moved to a different lesson.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So this is cool.
Having an audio cue
gets
for that's nice.
it gets better. I like that one.
Yeah, let's keep this
Yes,
for
I'll
the
just-
moment
okay.
then. For
Okay.
sure.
Rock on.
You can add whatever you want in later.
Is that coming out of the speakers over there as well?
What
or just
speakers
here?
where? Behind you, Trump?
Yeah. Do you hear that? Do you hear it from
Is it
there?
coming from there?
No.
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 I see. Okay, so I'm seeing it only on one bar here.
I'm hearing it. There's a
Is it
speaker
plugged all
that's
the way
right
in?
front of me that I think it's coming out of this one, but
Yeah.
I don't believe it is coming
Huh.
out of that one.
Can you?
I wonder if it might be one.
That's what I-
I might be setting on mine.
Is the plug not all the way in on the computer? Is that what you're
I'm just getting one set of stereo, not both.
Right?
No idea.
well, we can investigate later if you wish.
Yep, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah,
Just
right,
weird.
There is.
Oh, is
Oh,
it coming out of
it
there?
is?
Very,
Oh,
it's
okay.
very lightly.
Oh.
Okay.
Weird.
It's just pointed at
Thanks
the
for bringing it up.
ground
I
so
can-
it didn't reflect properly.
Okay, I was trying to figure out where the problem
I'm in
is.
a situation where they're both to my right, and it's like, this one's loud.
You're like,
can't differentiate.
It's like their music is occurring.
There is music. Where it come from, I don't know.
Where from?
Well, that's kind of how I felt at first. Like, I'm sitting right in front of a speaker.
Yeah.
Like, is it playing? I'm like, yeah. Oh, that one? Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So good to see everybody. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Between a couple
Yeah,
of
that's
weeks
been
between
a-
sickness, and
Weather.
weather, fucking
Stupid weather.
The winter that will never end. Hopefully, but thanks more. We hope we got a lot of melt today.
Today was not bad. Yeah.
What else? Oh, well, I guess before I forget again, Calvin, I want to thank you for all of the downloading, all the coding and stuff you did from Twitch to YouTube.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's not up on YouTube yet, but it's going to be.
But it will be.
And switching us over to the platform. The new logo looks awesome.
Yeah,
everything. The landing page looks
shiny
great.
and
Okay, really nice job. Thank you so much. So that's super cool. Anything else going on? Updates? I mean, things that are happening.
I don't think so. Everything is normal.
See Chicago this Friday and Saturday at the Little Falls High School.
That's right.
Wait, when?
Yeah.
See Chicago Teen Edition at Little Falls High School.
Teen edition.
That does bear mentioning.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we do a little bit of world building today, which is cool. So I do want to have conversations about your characters. If we can find ways for your characters, I mean, you already have backstory and connections already, but for other players at the table, if you could have, some kind of relationship already, I think that'd be beneficial. We could probably, I don't know if we need to decide today what the kind of commonality is between all of you and why you end up becoming an adventuring party.
I thought it was going to be out of necessity.
Like a shipwreck kind of thing?
Yeah, we get shipwrecked.
Yeah, but why we
together.
stay together once we reach land again?
Yeah. We can pre-plan a little bit of how our characters can interact, because I think especially since this campaign is going to have some questionable moral characters.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It might be difficult to integrate everybody, and we should figure out how to make sure that that's going to work.
That's true.
I think that makes sense.
So and there might be something worth exploring today or later. But beyond that, let's see other stuff. Just to summarize stuff we've already talked about. We have we're gonna start in the city of at the port city of Zant, which I haven't looked at in a while, but that is there. I know the first sort of leg of this is we'll leave the city on a ship that is transporting prisoners to a prison island, Alcatraz style, to over there, and it's okay. I just want to make sure we're all clear that it's not strictly a prison transport ship. This is it's like an airplane or like something you see a bus.
Okay.
You see like prisoners surrounded by guards that are being transported, that kind of thing. Is that what we're all?
I think that
Imagine.
sounds
I think
good.
that works because it'll let us mix the backgrounds very easily without it being too shoehorned. It's just a big vessel, and as such, it's transporting
and then
a lot
whoever
of people
survives, like it doesn't. The NPCs that you want to keep can be there, and our characters, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So, like I said, it raises if that's the nature of the vessel heading to a prison island, that raises questions about the other people on board the ship. I mean, there's probably tourists. There's probably merchants, other guards, other people traveling there. There's probably clergy people going to do duty to administer theology to whatever people are the prisoners and yada yada yada.
Last rites for the vegetable people.
Exactly. Gotta cook them.
Carrot juice is murder!
Wait, we can't say let them cook, can we?
How dare you!
They used to throw tomatoes at human criminals. What do you throw at vegetable criminals?
Humans.
We'd be okay with that.
I was going to say, they would be totally fine with that.
Yeah. Get rid of them.
They would be like, yes, a good start.
We're succeeding.
Yes, good.
Yeah,
They're beginning to understand.
Everything according to plan.
Well, along with that, I do want to spend some time thinking about the prison island itself. What's there? I mean, obviously there's the prison, but if other people are going there, do they have housing? Is there other taverns? Is there businesses? Is there agriculture? What is the kind of scope of this island? And the people of Zant would have a clear understanding of this, so I think all of us should as well. So it's not like a surprise what's there.
Right.
Surprising when I went to an actual real prison is how small town-like it is inside. You know what I mean? Like, there's a small school where I taught the classes there. There was a hospital, a small Well, when I say hospital, it's almost like a
clinic or something.
Like a clinic, right?
Yeah.
And then there was like the food hall, this cafeteria, which was more or less like a, like a small gymnasium or something. Mm-hmm. So, if this were to be primarily a prison island, I can see that the people coming to this place could be of various reasons. Maybe they're providing services to the people there, right?
Yeah. And that being said, there's also probably a space for black market goods for smuggling in and out.
I'd say it'd be a hot spot, right?
Oh yeah,
because there'd be a lot of smuggling to try to get goods into the prisoners.
Yeah, totally.
That's a hot market.
Yeah.
And
so like visitors, like family members of people could be part of that. Could be other stuff. So there's like these little inroads in that kind of way.
And imagine if this is like a big island for this kind of thing. Then these are people who'd be staying a long time, if not indefinitely. Right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm really imagining Alcatraz. So it's like there's one port that is accessible by boat. The rest of it is pretty steep cliff face or craggy stuff that's not really accessible to boats or landing or docking. I mean, if you get there, you can climb it because you're a person, but there's really just one way in, one way out, pretty much, except by air, obviously.
Right. So the whole. I got confused. We're coming from a different harbor town to Zant?
No, the harbor town is Zant.
Okay, Zant is a harbor town.
Yeah, and then we'd be traveling to this unnamed prison island. We gotta get a name.
Are we gonna make it to the prison island, or are we crashing before then?
That's a good question.
Okay.
Why would there be regular people going? Oh, you just said that.
Right? I think the prison island would also not necessarily be the only stop for this boat.
Correct.
If it's a large enough space, I'm sure that it goes from there to somewhere else.
Yeah,
it sounds like this
a
is
lot like bus routes where there's like 3 or 4 stops along the line.
Yeah. It sounds like this is like an island, like a
island
group
chain.
Yeah. It sounds like there's a bunch of islands here. I think there should be.
Archipelago.
I think that makes great pirate areas.
Awesome.
I love archipelagos. I think
it's our Greek friend, Archipelagos.
Yes.
Archipelagos.
Yeah.
Delightful.
So it's not my joke.
100% on board with that
Still
kind of
a good
idea.
joke.
Cool.
And each island having its own little characteristic and/or economy and culture.
No, that's perfect for if we're setting this up to being kind of a seafaring. If that's a theme of this little corner of the world that we're going to be operating in, that makes perfect sense for the beat. And then the islands can be of different sizes and development, etc.
Yeah. I guess the question is, when the shipwrecks, I guess that narratively that's sort of in my hands, I guess, because I want to be able to surprise you when that happened.
Yeah.
But are we looking more for discovery? Or do you want to like after whatever the first leg of it is, be able to continue on to more archipelagos than basically discover unseen or uncharted lands? Or you just want to just survive?
Well, out of curiosity, aside from the two of us, who else is a criminal?
I'm not fully decided on this one yet, but your character, you're a rogue, right? So being a criminal will be kind of like along with your thing.
Are you a prisoner?
No.
That's a good question.
No!
Am I a prisoner? Heck no. I'm a tanuki.
But
I could be the lock.
I'm just putting this out there because I'm developing my character to be like a tough guy and like a frontliner and stuff. Would you want, like, say, a bodyguard?
Oh.
Uh-huh. Should we have a bodyguard? Because I'm trying to think of
we would
ways
like a
to help
bodyguard.
link our characters so some of us know each other
I think
already.
that'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Are you not a criminal?
No. I'm just complacent with what's going on around me.
Okay.
Truly ambivalent. I enjoy mischief.
Okay. All right.
Delightful.
You're technically a rogue, though?
No.
What do you play?
He's a magus, so...
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be a rogue to be shady.
That's
What's a magus?
It's more like a melee spellcaster. They can still cast spells normally, but they also have the ability to make an attack and cast their spell with the attack.
Oh, interesting.
Is this the same kind of character you played for the fun shot we did?
No.
No.
That was Thaumaturge.
That was a Thaumaturge.
That was different.
Okay.
So are you going to make a brute there, Troms?
Yeah.
Like a thug?
Well, I wasn't picturing him as a thug, but I am picturing him as like a tough guy. Because depending on which elements you go with
what
kineticist,
race?
he's a dwarf.
Okay.
So that automatically goes along with him being like sort of a tough dude. Depending on which elements, you can build totally different player class. You can be hit and run, you can be utility, or you can be frontlining damage dealer, which is kind of what I'm going for.
I think it'd be hilarious. He's kind of like a Secret Service type. He walks around in a suit with his hair pulled back. But
Tanuki is on the move. Tanuki is on the move.
Anyway, well, I guess since we start talking about characters, let's do that then. So we have a better sense and sort of build around us. So,
so my character, I haven't really developed a lot of backstory yet. The main thing that I had thought of was that because kineticist is not something that 5e doesn't have, and therefore, since we're continuing on with our same world, would be a little bit more on the rare side. What I tried to come up with is basically just like an explanation of why he has these abilities, and I thought to myself, if he was a miner who was... Now, I don't know, was the Ruby Soberil, did they only mine that in that one underground city where we had gone as the Oddlot, or did they mine that in different places?
The major veins of it are there.
Okay, because that would be part of the backstory, is that he was a miner, he mined Ruby Soberil, and at some point there was some kind of accident and he got exposed to a lot of it in dust form, and he breathed it in, and he's unlocked this weird ability to... Yeah, it is a little Batman villain origin. And it's unlocked this ability within him to access these primal elemental planes directly.
Didn't the Ruby Soberil, mines get, collapsed and all kinds of stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
That could be, you could have been in there, even.
Yeah.
There was a whole section of the last campaign where the oblexes were running around, and those are just... Those are manifestations of awful psychic energies.
Yeah. So he could have been a survivor of one of these... Of one of the cave-ins that occurred when the Oddlot was there. So his background is as a miner, and then after he developed these abilities and whatever, in much the same way that people are like, well, I'm not normal anymore. I guess we're gonna go have to do something else. And then at some point he would have fallen in with these two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I'm thinking for my character, Kitsune race, they're little foxes, but they have an alternate form, which is the tailless form, which is just a person. Later I can unlock the hybrid.
Can you switch back and forth? Is that a thing?
And when they're a little fox, they're actually vulnerable to physical damage. But
I was going to say,
neat magic
one
stuff.
little thing I know about that folklore is that they would switch back and forth, so I was curious.
I have him set up to be I took the entertainer background, and he's going to be using a war fan as his main weapon. He's going to be a fan dancer.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So bitchin'. Cha-cha-cha.
So what is in fox form? Is he a quadruped or is he bipedal?
Actual little white fox.
Oh, okay.
So it's the full-on transformation.
Yep. Gotcha.
There is a feat you can get where they get the foxfire, where they can shoot something with it.
Little modes.
And even more bitchin'.
And then there's a later version called Fox Arson, which...
Okay!
Sounds so bad! That is beautiful.
Man, Rid's gonna get arson.
You should name him Guy.
Guy Fox.
Guy Fox.
That was gonna be Guy.
Oh,
that's actually not too bad.
That's not terrible.
Is that a shoot?
Yeah, why not?
I think
More of a reference than a pun. I won't shoot you, Chris.
For the record, your name is on this.
Chris's name is on that.
What did you say?
For the record, your name is on that.
Oh. I wrote mine.
And so you're a Magus, which is like a battle caster sort of thing?
Yes, they can cast spells normally, but also they can use their attack to activate the spell as well. Usually it will limit the area that it affects. In the beginning, it literally only affects the guy you hit. But if it's a spell that you have to roll for, if you hit with the attack, you also hit with the spell.
Okay.
But if you miss with both.
Okay. So it's like a Gish class.
Kind of.
Casting and fighting. Yeah.
But then they have, after doing that kind of stuff, they get a special stance that allows them to recharge the ability to do that, because you can only do that once. And they've got extra special cool conflict spells that I have a certain number of focus charges that do crazy stuff.
Cool. Do you have any other backstory or personality stuff yet? Or?
So, I think he's going to be mostly pretty chill, laid back, and easygoing. I imagine, considering his rogue background and the fact that Kitsune are typically known for mischief in most lores, and the fact that he's going to be doing all kinds of shady stuff, I would imagine my character, with the entertainment background, does the dancing and whatnot, and gets the crowd going.
Oh, you're the
and then we got this guy being a pickpocket.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm around
You
in
betcha.
case stuff goes south.
You betcha.
And then, things get caught. We turn the corner, and then who's going to look for a little fox?
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Perfectly segueing into, as we turn that corner, who looks for the little fox, or the little raccoon, or the little crowbar that's on the fox's back, or the kid who looked resembling the Tanuki. That would be me. And I would be a Tanuki Eldritch Trickster.
Oh, God.
Who I'm kind of debating on whether I'm going to go with the one background that I've got picked.
Is that a
right
choice
now
you
or
make right from level 1, or that's just something you've already decided
What's
for
that?
your character? Being the Eldritch Trickster part.
So that is actually a rogue racket. Is what.
Okay.
So in Pathfinder, instead of like archetype or whatever,
Sure.
they called the rogue one the rogue racket, and within there I could have been like a thief or assassin.
Sure. The difference.
But then I picked Eldritch Trickster.
Okay.
Eldritch,
yeah.
and which allows me to pick like a bloodline, so to speak.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where you
So,
get your
but
magic
being
from,
the Tanuki, what's really cool is that I'm a utility character. With the tea kettle form, I have 3 different forms. I have the Tanuki form, which is little rocket raccoon kind of guy, right? Then I have everyday form, which would turn me into a humanoid guy, person, whatever, with the same kind of coloration as the Tanuki. So my hair might be
Kind of brown.
same color, eyebrows and cool like eye color. And then I have, so that would be everyday form. And then the other form I have is tea kettle form. In tea kettle form, I can turn into any object
This is wild.
of like
Oh, we're going to get into so much hijinks with this.
Yeah, think of like a crowbar or like a lock or
Nothing super
handcuffs.
huge.
It can't be
Small,
massive, right?
yeah.
It's got to be a one.
be
I
this.
forget what it's like, a utility, a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's really cool is if you, those of you who are watching, if you remember like Soot and Anolo, there was a lot of cool like story parts where they just kind of travel together. This could also be that kind of a thing. So where I could just be a hat on somebody's head and talking to somebody, or disguise myself as something like that. So it's going to be pretty fun.
So does that mean for like
Chaos.
stealth operative purposes, you could just turn into something, we could take you to a place, leave you there, you could be listening in on conversations, and then we
Isn't
would treat
that
you
an
later?
idea?
Is there any limitation time limit to being in the tool form?
I just have to. Well, so let me read more about that.
Okay.
But as far as I've read, it's I get to just dismiss it. So I stay in that form as long as I'm in that form until I dismiss that form.
Wow.
In
That's
any of those forms.
awesome.
Now, mind you, those were all feats that I took, right? Like you when picking your classes.
I've seen his character sheet, and I tried to recreate it, and it's really hard to do. The way he has selected through this thing, he has found options that unlock so many more options. And every single option that he takes unlocks like 5 more things that he could grab.
I'm
And the
having
character sheet
difficulty
is a mess.
replicating it right now.
The character sheet is an absolute disaster.
He printed it out. He said it was like 40 sheets or something
yeah,
like
did-
that.
so well,
I did do it,
every
though.
action of
Right, it is
Pathfinder
possible.
30,
okay.
right?
So this campaign will also have a character that has a book.
So then there's like, yeah.
It is possible, Rit. I did eventually
I did
do
make
it.
you, Mr. DM, again, I'm going to have to change it, but what's really cool about the Path Builder app is that nope, that's wrong, is that I made you like a stat block for my character, right? So like you can see all of my acts.
Character summary kind of
Yeah.
thing.
But it's going to change, so. Okay. Anywho, that's where I'm at.
Just in between when you
Chaos.
printed it out and now you've already decided on some changes to make?
Yeah, because I don't think I'm going to do the Eidolon thought.
Oh.
You know, a bit more. I know, I keep tossing back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know that I need to have... If I'm going to be an object, I don't need to have, I guess, another character to carry me around. I can have him carry me around. You know, I don't need to have...
Glad.
Yeah,
We're already a big table, you know, I don't need another thing to manage. I think that
That's
would be a
fair.
lot of not fun for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
Maybe.
If there's something else you can do that's more fun, go for it.
Try
right?
it, right?
I haven't really had a lot of time to look at stuff, so I think I'm probably going to stick with Brother Argo.
Okay.
Human cleric. Well, if not cleric, somebody was mentioning to me there was other ways to do healing. So
A human healer of some sort.
You
though,
could
is that-
you could
Yeah.
very much I forgot what it was called, but you could be if you want to be a spontaneous caster instead of a prepared caster, you could build a healer with a sorcerer. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but there's definitely some options there.
And honestly, shout outs to Tucker, even though he's not here. He was what like the best healer in the Oddlot party, and he was a sorcerer.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Even
it's
in
just
D&D.
it's just how you make your build. And that was one thing that we talked about, and I agree with you. The prepared casting in Pathfinder is kind of funky,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've heard some people refer to it online as being like its own little mini game, and I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. Good for you.
There are
Yeah.
Good for you
also
if you like that sort of thing. It
there
seems
are
a little
feats
clunky
that
to
you
me.
can take that allow you to turn a prepared caster into a spontaneous caster.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
so the game actually has things to allow for it
Yeah,
potentially.
it does take up, you know,
It is
a thing.
feat.
But yeah, I think
But
mechanically you could do
It balances it, you know.
You could do a sorcerer instead. You could still keep the Brother Argo character if you like RPing that. I thought that was an interesting. Character.
I think I might try to make him a little bit more charismatic than that because he's a charlatan.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that could be cool.
And I mean, he has real healing power, but he also kind of trades on it.
He's
Selling
in it for
indulgences.
the he's in it for the dough.
I like that.
Selling it
Snake oil
indulgences,
salesman.
yeah. Snake
Yeah, I
oil
like that
salesman a
sounds
bit, you know.
So
May
then
cause some trouble here and there.
the question is, are you have you been caught
No,
or okay?
Makes it more.
I'm just traveling south to avoid some trouble up north.
I like that. Oh,
Say you're charlatan.
also, as a note, this is just reminding me, as a kineticist, I went dual gate, so I have two elements. One is metal, and one is water. And although at first level I don't have any of the healing features of water yet, water is one of the elements for a kineticist that will allow me some healing, so we will have a backup, secondary healer in the party as well.
Hydrosophist.
Yeah. I forgot, I didn't say which elements I'd picked for my dude before, so that's which ones.
This is shaping up nicely. I feel like the Tanuki race, I don't know if I want them to be like rare and sparse. I don't want them to be like all around maybe, or what are we thinking about that?
You could be from the Feywild.
I was going to say,
That's what I
Feywild,
thought of.
Feywild is
We-
a perfect
We probably came
explanation.
from the same place.
We totally came from the same
Are you on
place.
the run from the Feywild?
Oh, that would be funny.
No, we came to the material world because it's funny.
It's because it's funny.
You betcha it's funny.
That,
You know how many
that
people we
actually
could dupe here?
Mortals are so dumb.
Oh,
They
now
are
I'm
very
picturing.
dumb.
Now I'm picturing how we met. Maybe you tried to con my guy and it didn't work, and he was just like, "You're gonna need some help. If you're gonna run into trouble,
There you go.
try to pull cons like that."
I think I could be of some help. I may have some experience. Draw upon.
Also, like the during the battle against Tiamat, Oberon opened big portals.
That's right.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
we
You
totally
could have
popped.
totally
Yeah, no, that would make
snuck
that,
right in.
and that would
Sneak in.
make perfect sense for both of your guys to just be from the Feywild.
Just total chaos. Because we do shapeshift.
Yeah,
That
shapeshifting
is
is
so-
very fast.
I gotta tell you, out of all of my abilities,
Background's
just
not cool,
turning
I
into
think it's
funky
very
stuff
clear.
is my favorites.
Yeah.
I don't care about stabbing dudes.
I'm imagining like a tea kettle attached to one of the dragon, and then one of the
It just
dinosaurs
means
rolling.
somebody-
Yeah, right.
you were just in somebody's saddlebag because you were taking a nap.
Someone's like, where'd my frying pan go? It was you.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gone now.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's gone. You traded me from, you got me from a secondhand shop.
That's fun.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Anything else you want to tell us or offer?
He doesn't want to be up north anymore. He's going
Okay.
south.
Yeah.
Just leave.
So he's
That's
taking
That's
a boat.
nice because it's vague and it plants potential seeds for stuff to happen in the future too,
True,
right?
true.
Has anybody seen
Vegetable
So-and-so?
Liberation
Never brought
Front
that
is over
guy.
here.
We are the Vegetable Liberation Front.
We are definitely criminals. But we're the good guys.
We are the
You
good
have to
guys.
understand, we are doing the right thing.
Your system's fucked up.
I can't believe. So, we were thinking, there was during the Battle of Tiamat. If we
Bunch
can
of
place this
druids.
post odd lot, there was a bunch of druids that Alvin called in to do
Yep.
to the fight. Many of them would have leshies,
Little familiars, so
Okay.
to speak,
right?
right?
Plant familiars,
Potentially.
and many of them have died in the battle.
The druids or the lush?
The
druids.
druids.
Yes,
Leshy
Leshy's
as well.
live on.
How do you
Right.
spell Leshy?
Leshy, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Leshy.
Yep.
Yep. So we were thinking
Leshy.
like these these two druids who bought it in the battle. Their familiars, leshies, are now fully sentient, separate beings with no master. They're lost. They're in a world that they don't understand anymore.
We talked about this, and there'd probably be an entire, basically, village of abandoned Leshy. And you could come directly into where they live and not even realize it necessarily because they don't need to eat. They don't need to move. It's literally a little clearing in the forest.
Oh,
And there's just all these little inanimate plant creatures just literally just basking in the sun and hanging out almost entirely. They get up and they do things once in a while, but
But I think both of us are going to be from druids that came from these islands,
from across the ocean.
right? They
Yeah.
are not local druids; they're island-born druids, which is why there's a coconut leshy and a cantaloupe leshy.
You're going with the cantaloupe?
Well, for now,
Could be a pineapple.
Could be a
Pineapples
pineapple.
are cool
I-
because
I-
they eat you.
yeah.
But
also just visually you can have that.
Yeah, I don't know if
Lovely.
I want that. I like the
Hey,
little
that's
tiny
your- that's
stem
your
with the two
choice.
leaves coming off. I don't know.
It's your choice, man.
But
it's your character.
yeah.
So, these two.
Just selling it for him.
These two, they started on a trek after the battle. They started heading back, trying to get back to the islands.
They got bored.
And on their way, they ran into something they've never seen before, which is a farm.
An atrocity.
It's like a zoo or like a slave pen. For
Let
It
our
is
people go.
like a slave pen. These vegetables had no choice in the matter, and were being harvested to be consumed. Disgusting.
That's all.
Gross.
That is
I'm-
terrible.
I'm just
We don't
picturing
stand
like
for this.
during the game, there's gonna be certain times my character's just gonna be like eating an apple and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Now,
Like, turns back-
Conti is not a violent character. He has not the means or the desire to cause harm, but he can use a hammer and nails, and you can just, while they're asleep, you can just hammer their doors and windows shut.
Starting a fire's not that hard.
It's not that hard to start a fire.
Not
So-
violent.
So after the farmers were out of the family was out of the way, we took the vegetables.
We
and
released
we released
them.
them. We put them back into the forest.
Where they belong.
We sat around. We were waiting for them to grow up.
They did.
Most of them didn't,
One did.
but one did, and that's Jack. He's our little friend.
Pumpkin.
Jack.
He's your little friend.
He's my little friend. Jack. I go because I talk to him every night.
Don't do a full story time. Let's go. We gotta do more things.
Anyways,
It's okay.
Jack.
it's still fun.
Jack is tiny little pumpkin friend who we discovered. So then we moved on and we released another group, and nobody came out of that one. Nobody lived. There were no vegetables had come to life. We could talk to them and stuff, but they didn't really, want to be sentient.
They didn't want to get up and go anywhere, but
Right.
they were very happy. We made sure we put them in places with lots of sunlight where nobody's gonna just harvest them crazy.
But then we're on our way. The heroes on our way, and we are accosted by guards, some sort of military, some sort of
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, we
anyway,
know the type.
they locked us up.
Yeah.
Shame.
For freeing our people.
They said we were criminals.
And then you got out though.
They put Jack in this box that he cannot get out of.
Did they put him in like a round box with a crust?
No, no, he's fine.
Put him with one of those
They're worried because
bitches that would let him out.
I wouldn't hurt anybody, but Jack sometimes he gets angry.
In the box?
Jack gets angry, and he gets really big and scary. But they kept him in a box, so you can't get any bigger. But they put us in a cage.
So yeah, you're what kind of a leshy are you?
I am technically a root leshy, but he is a cantaloupe.
That's the vegetable plant of choice that you
Yeah.
took. So that makes you extra durable because you share hit points with your familiar kind of dude, right?
With my
Is that how the mechanics
Illidion.
work?
So Jack is technically an Illidion. I'm a summoner.
Eidolon?
Eidolon?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think I don't.
Eidolon.
Yep.
So you're both the vegetable liberation front, but you're both fruits.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right. That's right.
That's right.
You've got it under
seen
control.
banners.
That's exactly what's going on.
We haven't liberated any fruit. We've only found vegetables.
We've only liberated. Technically, we've liberated one vegetable. That's Jack.
I'm also picturing like awkward moments when we're like traveling around. We're gonna be on some island somewhere. We're gonna look up. There's gonna be coconut trees. We're just gonna look down at you like, well, I guess we're not eating.
So the bonus is that we're both absolute idiots. So we have no int scores to be seen anywhere. So you don't have to worry about convincing us that things are all right or that things are something else.
I will say I've already thought about what would happen in that scenario, so don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I just
says
think
the
it'll be
farmer
funny.
you nailed to the wall.
No, we just
No.
They just made it hard for them to
They
leave.
couldn't open the door while their house was burning down.
We didn't want them to chase after us. We are not that fast.
I see. That's probably something we would have done.
So, and you are technically a druid, or what is your
Summoner.
Summoner. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So you have
Yes.
magical spells that help with your summon.
Right. He's the brawn and I'm the magic.
Not the brains.
No, there's no brains in the vegetable
we don't
liberation
have,
front.
Yeah, we don't have
the
the
fact that with the summoner you're going to be able to play a frontliner and someone who stays out of the ruckus at the same time.
Yes, it has its benefits and its
that's
drawbacks.
Yeah. And then for me, I'm an oracle, but I'm a fruit leshy. Like, so I'm actually a fruit, and what that does is each day a new fruit ripens, and you can remove it and give it to somebody. I think you get 2. So a certain amount of these happens, and you get more as you level up.
That's not very Christian.
And it's
Eat of my body.
yeah, well, yeah, a little bit. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull off a hunk of the coconut meat inside my mouth and offer it up if needed. But it does heal.
I'm definitely picturing that being the awkward the first couple of times that happens, and then we're just gonna be like, hey, give me some of that you.
Yeah. It heals.
You will not participate in
It
eating
heals.
your
It
It's for
heals
healing.
1d8 hit points.
I will definitely eat it.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be a little awkward the first
100%.
time, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, no, we're doing this.
I'll just jump right in that coconut there.
Hey, bonus healing is good.
So the fun thing with Jack also is that I specifically have taken Juvenile Companion, so that I can with a spell. My only spell slot for it is to make him very tiny. So he spends most of his time small, like actually I think tiny, even not small. I'm small. He's tiny.
He's
like
smaller.
this little tiny jack-o'-lantern pumpkin.
So he's like a sidekick most of the time.
Until he
Until-
needs to punch something, then he becomes medium-sized. So he,
And what's the oracle do?
Schadenfreude.
spellcaster.
Schadenfreude, create water, malediction, noxious vapors, inside ropes. That's fun. Caustic blast. I'm a spellcaster,
Inside
basically.
ropes. Okay.
It's themed on like decay a little bit.
Yeah.
Her stuff.
Ulcerous canker. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a specific type of.
Yeah, you should be the pineapple.
That sounds like it could be a death
And then
metal
just-
band.
I have a background.
Enzymes.
My background is Song of the Deep. What is this? Oh yeah, because my druid
Coconut.
was on the ocean for a while. I'm a coconut, and I can. I think I have a swim speed or something, or I can breathe underwater.
Gotta get a box of limes.
Put the lime
I
in
was
the
thinking
coconut
that,
and
yeah.
shake it all up.
Yep. So
Yeah, I'm a blight.
I'm gonna turn you into a margarita.
Maybe that's what she buds off, or just limes.
Oh my god.
Preventing scurvy, restoring hit points.
What can I say? My druid was an alcoholic.
realized-
Your final boss fight is Jimmy Buffett.
Oh no.
I realize I have awkwardly made ourselves the only criminals that have been captured on this crew. I would like to suggest
Oh.
that a handful, even actually one or the other, even being
One of
caught,
you is caught.
and just to add to the
You
we
know
need
what?
to run from the
that
law.
could be if one
direction.
of us is caught, the others could be trying to break them out.
So listen, I'm the fucking lock. So you get caught, I pretend to be your lock until we're over waters, and then I unlatch, and then you're free, we get him out, everybody else out.
I think that would be
That
it would be
almost
more
sounds,
fun if we were.
That almost sounds like one of us got caught on purpose because we're running some kind of
No,
elaborate.
you got
scheme.
caught because you're a big thug. And
You're the only one that.
I can change into a fucking lock or something. I can't get caught.
Oh, a ploy went south, and
I'm cool with
there
that.
was
yeah.
a raccoon
Something
and a
went
fox
down.
and
Yeah,
a
my
dwarf.
character could have been caught.
Yeah,
and you guys are trying
See,
to break
I think
me
that's
out.
maybe some of what is useful, right? You're not only a thug, but if you have to get caught, you can live that prison life.
Well, it's more like you'll get broken out.
Yeah.
Well, for without a doubt, but if you have to, like, nobody's gonna shank you.
I could see it.
It's more part of like our plans involved. Like if there has to be a fall guy.
Yes,
My character is like, okay, you guys run. I'll take the heat.
but we get you out
Yeah.
every
I
time.
could see this happening. My character's
I will-
doing. Oh, go ahead.
I say, I'm going to the prison to be the chaplain. I'm really going there to break out somebody I want to be either a body. I think specifically looking for a bodyguard. So those plans could
Dubious
change
morals party.
Oh, yeah.
as I travel. I notice these guys.
Sounds like we're
Interesting.
the exact opposite of the last campaign.
Yeah, I know, we're
I can see
all
myself-
kind of scummy.
The
Scummy
performance
fun.
ploy. You're going around stealing stuff. Mm-hmm. You're
Naturally.
playing lookout. It goes south. You get caught somehow.
He got caught.
He doesn't want to get
As
caught.
you're escaping,
Naturally.
fall guy.
Yes.
And I'm coming along to get you out.
So
Well, get him out.
Him out. Because I didn't get caught.
when your leshy forms, can you actually just become like straight up look like coconuts and cantaloupes?
I don't
There's a
think
thing
so.
to get to do
I
that,
think
but we don't have it.
Yeah, we have. There are things you can do to do that, but
I'm imagining you like transferring back in like what the actual fruit looking stuff, and you becoming a box,
yeah, just like
carrying me around. You know, it's just
Endless.
Yeah,
Endless.
we could have taken like Wilderness Born, and that
What does that
allows
like to
us
do?
to gain a circumstance bonus to hiding and sneaking in our natural terrain.
okay.
So that only works if you're like in a forest or
A
in
coconut on a ship is pretty natural.
Okay.
That's
Oh my
that's
God.
really
I
stretching
don't
it.
know. No, instead, I have a really fun little sub trait or whatever it's called harmlessly cute. So I can just I gain the shameless request skill feat, and I have +1 circumstance bonus to initiative checks for deception and stuff.
Is that basically you wouldn't hit a leshy with glasses, would you?
Yes, but it's also like, can you hold this bomb? Can you hold this, pardon me, sir. Like, I need to ask you to do something that you don't want to do, but
You know
I'd
the-
really like you to do it.
You know the Puss in Boots from Shrek with the big eyes?
Yes.
It's that kind of thing.
We're totally
Okay.
going to use
But
the Vegetable
coconut.
Liberation Front for all kinds of...
The thing is, we're not evil in like a
We're very good.
conniving.
You just don't have brains.
But
Yeah.
you're very impressionable. That's good.
We have brains.
Exactly. That's what we wanted to do. Is
Yes.
like be like,
He's probably got bigger brains.
Quite possibly, he might be the brains of the group.
Are you going to be the brains of the group?
Think you're pondering what I'm pondering.
Yes, Brandon. Where are we? How are we gonna get the monkeys into those pants?
Wait, are we gonna be? I mean, all right, wait, hold on. So we're going criminals here, pretty hard. Are we really gonna be villainous?
No.
I'm never
No,
villainous. I'm chaos.
I don't think this game group has that in us.
No. I don't think
I don't think
wanna
we
run
could
a
do
villainous
that.
campaign.
we are.
I don't think any of us
We
have that.
are. Look, the world has gotten a little like questionable, right? There's sometimes things happen,
So Cyberpunk, this directly gets formed.
right? It's exactly, yeah, it is, yeah, absolutely.
This is the start.
The thing is that like you know,
Seeds, so to speak.
you've got to you've got to try to survive the way that you in the world the way that you can. For you guys, that means a little bit of theft here and there. It's not necessarily evil.
Well, for us, it means a little bit of fun. We like just having fun.
Vegetable emancipation group.
Veg.
The veg.
Magron, somebody in chat, Magron, they're liking the whole
The vegetable emancipation group.
vegetable
Veg.
emancipation group.
I think that's
Veg.
fantastic.
That's better.
I think that's
better.
yeah,
Way
that,
That's an
better.
improvement.
And we've
Yeah.
renamed the.
it's already done.
Cause has been
Perfect.
renamed.
Thank
Thank you, chat.
That's really funny.
Yeah, but we are absolutely good. Our intentions are extremely
We just
good.
don't value human life. Like you
That's
don't
the
value
problem.
vegetables.
That's just
What's wrong with that?
that's
We
the
don't
thing.
eat people.
Jeez, no.
We just
What do you eat?
Son,
we both eat the
At the exact same time. That was great.
This is how we're going to do the campaign,
so
too.
good at this.
This is how we're going to do the
What
whole
are you guys
thing.
eat, son?
Son, these two little
Yeah, walked right into that.
two little fruits.
We're gonna need water though.
I think we can live a little longer without water than we can without sun
yeah,
or
plant
something
nourishment.
like that.
You gain nourishment in the same way that plants and fungi that match your body type normally do, through some combination of photosynthesis, absorbing minerals with your roots, or scavenging decaying matter. You typically do not need to pay for food. If you normally rely on photosynthesis and go without sunlight for a week, you begin to starve. In Pathfinder, there are bottles of sunlight that you can buy for this very problem. So if you want to dungeon dive as a Leshy,
I was just thinking.
yeah, I was just-
what if you're
yeah.
playing a Leshy character and it's like a mega dungeon campaign?
yeah.
yeah,
Bottles of
bottled
sunshine.
sunlight.
Bottles
Yeah.
of
We would
sunshine.
need to find
Where's the
some and
kid
get
son?
some.
Okay.
Couldn't you be a moss? Couldn't you be a moss?
Yeah,
Yeah, in which
Yeah.
case you would not
Or a
necessarily
fungus.
need light.
yeah.
But how do
If
we
you're-
eat
yeah.
shit that doesn't piss them off?
Well, and like this, I guess
We
there's
tell them it's fine.
in the last campaign,
Yeah, no, it's
there's
fine,
also other
Those already
weird things that
It never happened.
anticipate this. Remember the spore druid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So there was like, and some of those fungi were almost borderline sentient. That it's just so there's
Yeah.
other stuff there.
That, he was like a self-taught crazy druid, so maybe it,
Oh yeah, no,
like,
yeah, that's why I went
like-
wrong.
yeah, that's what he was. He just couldn't quite get to the Leshy stage.
All the nudity.
That was really what was holding him back.
Yeah.
If he had pants on, he'd have
Then
been
he
fine.
had pockets, and with pockets,
Yeah, you become
Pockets
civilized.
come big things. Oh my god.
So
Like
pockets
Pixie.
determine
Pixie had
civilized.
pants. That was important. Oh my god.
That's the distinction. That's
Yeah. Pants are civilization.
No, pockets.
pockets,
Sorry.
not just pants.
Pockets are civilization.
Pockets of
Absolutely.
civilization.
Pockets of
Women got the right to vote, and then dresses had pockets.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Look, so I do think that us needing to run from the law, realizing that we're a little bit more useful together, I think that can help solidify the party a bit. And you might just see us as a group of easily manipulated
Oh yeah,
people,
no, absolutely.
right?
Oh yeah, he's already
I'm
there.
gonna
Yes.
use you to my advantage.
Yeah. That's the hook for your character. Like,
You might be even
great.
the one of to suggest to us. I don't know. I don't think if you just go running around anywhere, you're going to be caught.
Scooped up.
You got
We
two
gotta run
pooping
away.
kitties, 2 edible vegetables,
two pooping kitties.
and whatever that guy is.
I'm a dwarf.
I know. But you can, that's how you solidify it.
These
no?
these Feywild people, and whatever this guy is. I'm a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf. This is actually very normal.
what?
Maybe I should be an elf to really crank up the hottiness.
Ooh, good.
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
And it'd be great
we know what
because we
Tucker's
have an
thinking?
elf and
Otter.
Oh, that's
Something
right.
about an
Otter
otter.
folk.
I don't know what kind of
So-
background
You,
he wanted to have, like
He
personality
tossed around a
wise.
couple of ideas last
Did
night.
he want to
that
be like a
think
good
he-
person?
I think he does
Well,
wanna
one
be
of them was off the top of
Oh.
his head, so I won't hold him to
Oh,
that
that's
one.
yeah, that's true.
At this point, nobody should be good at this point.
So, but So there are good thieves, right? There's good smugglers. Han Solo's
I call
badass.
this campaign miscreant. This is kind of a bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you should have any. Well, I mean, righteous dudes. If you want to be righteous, it's gonna be.
How dare you, sir?
See, like this is the thing. Like, you're not going to do bad stuff. You're just also going to take money from people who don't need it so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Alms for the poor.
Right.
There we go.
But we're pretty poor.
Well, I mean,
Exactly.
one thing to remember, like in general, when there are people who are doing ill deeds, so to speak,
Yep.
to make ends meet and to feed their families and all that jazz, like there's perfectly good reasons to do bad things.
Absolutely.
And if we are given the opportunity to do something that's not that hard, that's easier than all the thievery.
I'd say I'm
You know?
chaotic good.
Think like Count Dooku.
Right.
He had a point.
Yeah.
He had a really valid point, and unfortunately, he had no outlet to vent it to other than the dark side, right? So if
I don't
you break kind of with the lawful good to do chaotic good, right? Hopefully, we don't fall prey to emperor.
I'm definitely gonna actually right now. Actually, Pathfinder 2 he did away with alignment.
no,
Except for that joke that was which is hilarious.
He's just using it as
No. I'm just, and that's why I prefaced it by saying I'm gonna actually. It's still a good.
It's good for character
It's good.
conceptualizing.
Yeah,
Or,
it's a good guiding point for
Mr.
you can still
Freeze.
talk about things in
What
these
is
terms.
what is
That's
that? I don't remember this gay, straight,
like,
and bi. What is the other side?
Business, chaos, and disaster.
and
Yeah.
disaster.
I'm by disaster.
Many people are.
that's what. Oh yeah.
I like that one.
I also sort of see this. There's this line from, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Frank, Danny DeVito's character Frank. Yeah, he starts. He's a charlatan, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he explained to his kids, "This is like, oh, Dad, why would you do this to us? Why would you like lie to us and because in America there's two types of people. They're the dupers and the dupies. I'm a duper. You're the dupies." And I'm like, this is what's happening.
Oh, the best example I could think of in Dragonlance, there's a character of Rasslin who became like the big bad evil wizard guy, right?
Yeah.
But his whole journey forward is like he just gets so fed up with like the incompetence and the cruelty. He just wants to do things. He just wants to control things because he can do it. It's sort of like the Vader thing. Well, if we're ordered, then we can do the good, the best good. And like Raslin's a really likable character in some of those stories. But he goes evil. We don't have to go evil. It can just be. This is why we're breaking the law. Like I might dupe a stupid duke, right?
Yeah.
Who's extorting his serfs or something like that, or
Yeah, we can become kind of a little bit of a Robin Hood sort of vibe, like a balancer in places we go, but also we take a little for ourselves.
This is why I'd love for there to
that kind of
be
thing, or-
a navy
stop it. I'm not clear.
from Cliffnall, like the government from there, like actually is like really they're actually doing a lot of good. They're bringing peace
Cliffnall
and
had a whole bunch of
Right.
criminals, didn't it?
but
Oh yeah.
Picturing a
Major city.
little bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, not Cliffnall.
Newsham.
The city in the sand.
Newsham.
yeah,
Newsham. Yeah. That was more like
Well, yeah, that was definitely the vibe of this right now.
yeah.
But the thing is like Cliffnall's
You'd be a mix of right.
military
Yeah, I can't go back to
expands,
Newsham
takes
again.
control over more and more territory, brings peace, and these criminals in like Newsham and things like that, they're getting pushed out. They're getting like going underground and things like that. So I would love for there to be like Navy captains and stuff like that that eventually know who we are and are after us. That would be amazing.
As our exploits continue, people are like, all right, we have got to track these troublemakers
Even
down.
if we aren't doing anything actively evil or
We're
bad,
an unlicensed vessel,
right?
even right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Well, like even historically, some pirates got some sort of reputation.
Yeah.
People are
Well,
like,
think
yeah.
of like even the show Expanse, right? The Rocinante, good people. Everybody starts to know them on both sides of the conflict,
Yup.
right? So it's
Because
like
they kept
that's
getting
what we
mixed
were
up
eating.
in all of this
Yes.
stuff, and honestly,
Both sides.
that's what many D&D campaigns are. It's just like, hey, have you ever considered being in the wrong place all the time?
Also, I like the idea of having a character arc for all of us that kind of goes from
Like a group character arc.
well, not but of like being constantly put into these situations where we're meant to make a choice. Maybe we do make the wrong choice, you know, and then we see the consequences of it as we go, and we kind of
Maybe it
learn and
That might be a fault with my character, is that because I love chaos, whatever choice I make is always the right choice.
and that's fine until
I know, until it
From your
impacts
character's
somebody.
point
right?
of view,
Until
it's
it
just like,
impacts somebody
I make
and
whichever
part of
choice
us.
is the most.
I would love to do that.
It's like sociopath. Sociopathic.
Completely flippant to whatever we've done until, oh, I cared about that.
yeah.
Oh, I did that?
Correct. That's
kind of- yeah.
going to be one of my flaws.
I think that would be a cause of friction with my character, who would be saying, "No, you don't just cause chaos. That's the problem. You use chaos to do good. You use chaos to
Right.
take down the bad duke, or the banker, or whatever."
And I think I am going to be your chaos tool.
I'll have to figure out how to use you.
That's right.
I think for us, it's kind of like a naivety thing. Like we've been just under the shadow of these druids for our whole existence, which may not have been more than like a year or two, you know?
Just our whole lives we've been
10
told what
minutes.
to do, then all of a sudden...
You're just gonna come in. Go take care of those people in the battle. Okay.
You got it!
Yes,
Oh,
boss!
he died. Oh, what do I do
I'm
now?
hungry.
Yeah.
So us
We ain't
kind
even
of
from around here.
figuring out, what the world's actually like, that maybe these vegetables are never going to be sentient, coming to confrontation with all that reality.
learning about morals,
Yeah,
even,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like, we
what's-
don't have any because we just plant, we see, we do, What do we eat? Sun. There's not a lot happening. Our brains are both, pretty hollow. So,
Vegetables, if you will.
but we're a little bit dumb.
As unreliably hollow your brains are, right? I am unreliably chaotic. So while I might have spouts of genius, it's also going to be followed with a whole bunch of, that's batshit crazy.
Do you have mood swings as well? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, probably. No,
Like-
not mood. I think this character is always going to be the happy-go-lucky. I don't think he's ever really going to... He's almost going to be a soot, but not soot with the mania. Maybe more of an optimistic... Yeah, man, this is pretty shitty, but can you imagine what's going to be like when we're out of it? Or when I don't know, just super optimism, I think.
Okay.
But chaotically optimistic.
Recklessly optimistic. I like that.
I think it'd be kind of fun at some point to have an NPC character. Would be like a sheriff or like a constable, some sort of police figure, but really see what you're trying to do and understand that you're doing good things.
Oh.
That'd be fun.
and not collaborate, not corroborate with you,
Right.
But kind of let you go look the other way once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Scenes?
Oh shit!
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right.
with that detective,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it.
Would that be cool?
Oh,
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
that.
We love
That'd
that.
be
We
cool,
love it.
yeah.
a very cool movie.
This is one of those instances, Alex, where I love that movie. I don't know if you would like it. It's very violent.
A guy that lets
It
us
is.
go, and a guy that's his
But it's
hard ass
funny.
boss.
It's hilarious.
Right?
Yeah, but the
Like
cat
that
scene-
just is.
The cat.
Oh,
No.
yes,
Oh, does
yeah.
the cat die?
Oof. Does it?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
bad.
this.
So,
And he hits his hand on the table.
action
as the
on
cat's walking by,
firearm
and then-
discharge. So go ahead and
That's
skip
pretty
it.
bad.
You
Yeah,
can skip that.
Probably wouldn't.
Anyway.
Probably wouldn't like
Sad.
it. Anywho,
It's a good flick.
I do like the idea of
fucking
having
sucked.
the Navy or something that's maybe we become notorious, but I do like that
Yeah.
idea where we have and even they could be feeding us quests at times.
Of course, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
because
we already had. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
So we already had the idea that eventually members of the Oddlight would show up to quest this team.
Oh,
Yeah.
possibly. That's right. There was
I
an
gotta write that
idea.
down. I gotta write that down.
That
I
would
mean,
be
that's
cool.
that's a fair point because if we're living in a post-Oddlot world,
Yeah.
but not terribly far out from the last campaign,
Yeah, yeah.
So it could show up anywhere he knows somebody.
That's true.
that sounds like a threat.
You might see Rocky, Crystal, and Sam.
We'd love to see other characters that are staples of this world
yeah.
as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
gonna be super fun.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, wow, okay, so not only
Hired by Seadra.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh.
The Barrack and Sardatha, the Ash Rivers from the Ruby Soul Roll,
Yeah.
like from Cinder, they can come back.
What was I know it was the Cinderspine Mountains. What was the name of the city there? Do you remember?
Oh my god,
Nagelfeld.
Malcolm Fildur.
That, okay,
Wow,
thank you.
go Frederick.
Thank you.
Raven's always
Damn.
so
I remembered Cinderspine Mountains, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
But Magnum. Okay.
Well, then there's like I remember one. I would like to bring back Dewdra from Newsham at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
I want to bring back the Tabaxi Queen, ship pirate,
Sirlana Nightshade.
Oh, she was cool.
She was very cool.
Yeah, so
We went into the ocean.
That
a
was-
few times.
That was early.
In different bodies of water too.
Oh yeah.
There was that the guy Alvin.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
a girl
there was
that
there
Alvin
was
flirted
that,
with. The
there was that
giant,
giant.
underwater lady.
That was
the
a
storm giant,
weird
yeah.
subplot with Alvin. Alvin apparently is attracted to giant ladies.
No,
no.
That's right. Yeah,
We figured out that I can't do the uwoos.
you giggled so
I
much
can't
that
do
day.
it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
So silly.
Yeah, there was.
The
There's
Elven
also,
Kingdom.
Yeah,
Queendom, I guess.
yeah.
yeah.
There's Snow's little hometown is right by the ocean.
That's
They
right.
probably have a dock.
And I've been making amends with the mer people there.
Yeah, the
Triton, yes.
Yeah.
And Nolo's from your area.
Oh, okay.
Right, so that's where he grew up and then
Oh,
he
alright.
left those mountains.
Where hit the dwarf.
That's correct.
His new
The
character.
Cinderspine,
right, that's
Magnum
right.
Feldur, that's where Anolo originated.
Okay.
Right, so they would know probably about.
Oh, dude. I mean, if anything, Anolo's a goddamn legend in those fucking mountains.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, especially because Anolo was a soldier and his
Correct.
regiment or whatever is still
Correct.
based from there. So I imagine.
Well, they were wiped. If
There's
you remember.
androids?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There are?
Well,
Yeah. I mean,
If there's anything you want to be, man,
Yeah, man.
Pathfinder is fun.
yeah.
But it's
There's a
mostly
lot.
because
I mean,
man, this whole
honestly-
table's fun.
Warforged are basically.
Can you
That's
imagine
right,
if
yeah.
like the
Yeah,
group
I
of
mean-
us was like, yeah, that's
I mean,
gross.
I guess I
can't
shouldn't
play
be that
character.
surprised.
If you want to be an android,
Wasted.
go for it.
No, I
You guys
just,
are
but,
cool.
There's
It was just like coming across it and
Yeah.
going, huh?
because a lot of like the gnome stuff that we did in the last campaign. I mean, the Cogmaster's building stuff just whatever we wanted.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I mean,
are there half elves?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
you can be a half.
You can also do human and then do a heritage or whatever.
Yeah, custom heritage.
I don't want to do half elf again. That was what Andrew was.
That's true.
Well, your mom was the elf. Andrew's mom was the elf, right? Yeah.
There's can't you kind of make anything half elf in this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Half elf or half orc. You can make anything.
Yeah, so you could be
You be halfling, half elf.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, your face.
In the
Half elf.
in the heritage, there's Ulvarian and Dromar, and you can
Well,
get half.
Could you have
Either.
half elf fleshy?
Yeah,
can.
that would be weird.
You can.
How
That's
do Leshy procreate though?
they
don't
don't.
know.
They
They
don't.
don't.
They don't have a gender.
How could they be half elf?
You're fused by some other forces.
Yeah, it has to be
Seed.
some weird, crazy magic.
Love seeds.
Transporter beam malfunction. That's the only way I could think of it.
tell me my ass is this big.
Or they don't have it.
Can we take a quick break? I have to go to the bathroom. Get
Yes.
some more water.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's take a
Right.
quick. We're probably gonna wrap a little early, so a little bit
Yeah.
of an early break makes sense too.
Quick break. Okay, we'll be back.
We'll
back.
be back.
We're
coming back.
Return. Okay, so
Pass these this way when you're done.
Oh yeah.
so my background is Feybound.
Big bound.
Feybound.
Okay.
It does a lot but it also has certain restrictions on it. I'm trained in Fey lore. I gain the Fey Fortune. Fey Fortune is a free action. Fey Fortune is once per day. I can attempt a skill check. When I attempt a skill check and I haven't rolled yet, I can choose to use it and then roll 2 die and take the higher, like D&D advantage style.
Oh, cool.
Once
But
per day.
here's
But-
where it gets fun.
I have to do. If a Fae comes to me, I have to do what they say.
He's
I am
bound to the face.
bound to the Fae.
Oh.
Which is these two.
I gave Matt
When
the
you-
guys,
When
and
you make
he
the
goes,
DM
"No."
groan like that, it's like I feel like.
But also, if you
gonna
have
need
a
to
fake
make an
character that
exception
comes
here.
in as well, I am. If
Here's
somebody
where
comes
we're
in
not
with
gonna
a
like
Kind of a
meta.
payoff.
We're not. We don't know that.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm not just gonna be like,
Yeah.
you do this.
Yeah,
You're just
that's
like,
Not
okay.
gonna be anything.
but I'm sure there's a record keeping somewhere in the Feywild, and somebody knows that I have that if they need somebody to do something in the material plane, that I am
There's a-
unfortunately required to help.
It's a little
And
guy.
that comes from, I think, my druid. So like my druid had this link, and then that passed to me. I'm bound.
Druid Fae, did you come in from the
Probably-
Oberon
oh,
stuff?
maybe.
Oh my god, what if you came in from Oberon stuff? Cantaloupes are Fae. Totally. Think about it. Think about it.
They're
That's not
magical
natural.
green,
That's
sweet
not
goodies.
natural.
No, they're not natural.
Cantaloupes
Cantaloupes
are
are
fey.
not. They are fey. And so we're like,
Honeydewers
Starved.
also.
Do you know what happened to your druids?
They died in the battle of Tiamat.
Or did they?
Well, I mean, theoretically, I would love for them to like at some point like run into some other druids or like people that are druids new. We don't have names for the druids yet or like character personalities or anything. But it would be kind of cool to like integrate their
history.
into the world a bit.
What is Josh and Red over there scribbling about? What are you guys
We're
doing?
still figuring out what kind of Tanuki he is.
Bunch of schemers.
yes.
We've narrowed it down to like 2 things.
Yeah.
Oh, what are the options?
Either the sorcerer's dedication with a Fey blood type, or
Something with the dreams of something.
psychic,
Psychic.
which isn't so much like mind reading and stuff like that, so much as it just does things with his mind. And
That was-
there is the tangible dream, I believe it's called.
Yes. the
Glorbibbit! That was what Glorbibbit was basically doing.
Oh,
My little
Your
frog.
Hypnotoad.
My Hypnotoad, yeah. Yeah, that was psychic too, technically.
Nice.
That's
There we go.
fun.
So
Those were
one of
pretty
those.
But still a rogue?
Yes. Oh yeah, because it's remember that's the rogue racket is the Eidolon, not the I'm sorry. the
Yeah,
Eldritch
like Eidolon
Trickster.
or the
Eldritch
dreams
Trickster.
of the
Yeah,
Eldritch
yeah,
Trickster.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Gotta finalize it. So I think my weapons of choice are going to be like sling. It's going to be fun.
Oh.
As my ranged daggers, and maybe like a fancy scimitar. Wait, or like rapier is rather rapier, because that's finesse, right?
It's
Scimitar's
also
not.
very swashbuckly, piratey kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. But a sling can be fun.
Do you just innately get any kind of like capability of doing things with
So that
some
was-
weapons, or am I literally inept at dealing with weaponry
I
unless
think
I get
that
a special?
Both of us are inept at weaponry until
Okay.
Okay, so I
No, like
when I-
basic
when I-
weapons that we can
when I was
wield
upstairs,
without-
Alex and I were talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so and I. No, I'm wondering. Maybe we don't start. We don't have to start in the city. Like, I mean, if we just want to start like in transit and then have the shipwreck and then on the stranded island, and that kind of forces you to come together. If that's what you want to do. That's a totally awesome way to go about this.
Yeah, however you want to start, I'm down for. I mean,
It's a good dramatic start.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think
Yeah, we don't have to do the present city at all, or the boat will be populated with people, but we don't have to go to like the Alcatraz kind of island.
So say again. I'm sorry. I was writing something.
Yeah.
Start with what?
Well, we start the campaign on the boat. You're already in transit,
Okay.
and then pretty soon that will crash. There's a shipwreck, and you're on a basically deserted island, and you have to sort of rebuild with less stuff, and that.
And then it would just mean that the prison island and then that city are just the nearest
Yeah.
places, the nearest locations once we return to civilization.
Yeah, I'm whatever. I'm okay with that. Based on things that we're talking about here, that might be the most logical choice, but I don't know.
I like the idea. Of
I
just
think it
starting
sounds
with the ship.
fantastic. It's never been a setting in which I started a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
Starting,
I mean, I played video games where you start on a ship. You know, like
Divinity, yeah.
But this sounds like a lot of fun.
In the original Path of Exile
Yep.
game,
Yep.
you start washed up on the shore.
Yeah.
And you
In the
find
second
some, like a stick, and that's your defense
rust.
at the start. But, yeah. I'm personally, like, that's sort of what I envisioned, like, when we had talked about it before, was like, we get shipwrecked, and that's what brings us together. Right? Because we all have to get off of this.
Yeah.
Be the
Stupid rock.
professor.
Is it okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So in that case, this the ship can be pretty big. So I want to be able to have stuff to do on the ship and develop plot, or you want to run cons on the ship before it shipwrecks or whatever. I think that'd be fun.
We should call it the Titan.
We're gonna be locked up.
We're going to be in prison,
Not for long.
right?
Not
I
for
think
long.
that's the
We're being
idea.
transported as criminals.
Okay.
I think that was the idea.
Is that
It's up to if that's what you want to do. That's fine. Don't matter to me.
You are?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be locked up too.
Yeah.
I
We
will
can
be-
have our own
okay.
little prison
I
antics.
feel like having it's very reasonable that we've been caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not exactly sneaky. We didn't realize we were really doing anything wrong.
Right. So
We still don't.
We still don't get it.
Nice.
We think we're being wrongly.
Also,
Okay.
this is perfect because I know these two troublemakers already, and then we're being transported when we're in the cells. I would have opportunity to start talking to
Yeah.
you two, meeting you.
where are you at?
Yeah, we can build up some rapport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the new chaplain to the
Oh, that's right,
prison.
you said
Yeah.
that.
The guards would bring me in to see the new prisoners. To start
yeah.
So we can have some interaction.
Oh, you could request to see us because you're scouting for some muscle or what have you.
And your plan is
Right?
already to break him out. So
Bingo.
we're not going to be locked in the cage for too long. And
And
then
we aren't locked,
right.
mind you. Like,
And so
I say somehow this prison break leading to the ship crashing.
oh my god, if we caused it!
I
hello, we can be manipulated to do things like that.
You certainly can by
Absolutely.
them.
Yep.
In my head, I'd been picturing Freak Storm the whole time, but whatever.
Freak storm? What if we are the
Yeah.
freak storm?
I get in the cage as a small little white fox. You be the
Okay.
fake lock.
And I
You
think
put on
Tucker's
board
character
his
sounds
cargo.
like a mischievous kind of sort too. So
I'm sure he can roll with this. He was saying that like he's until the end of the semester he's kind of
yeah.
he's got like a lot of clinic like nurse
Yeah,
things
his
he has to
Monday
do.
availability is going
His
to be
Monday
shot
it's
for a while.
gonna be
Okay.
spotty, so
Yeah.
possibly coming up with some type of character that pops in and out of existence.
we could
Yeah.
break him out of prison,
Something. Yeah, maybe.
That could be cool.
wouldn't it?
We just find him roaming places whenever he can show up.
And honestly, anybody can be in prison, even if you're like a good person. You can be locked up for wrong reasons.
Well, totally. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like us.
Yeah.
He was jaywalking.
That's
The otter
right.
was jaywalking.
What'd you say?
The otter was jaywalking.
The otter was jaywalking.
But yeah, if we break Tucker's character out of prison at some point, we need more of like a personal connection.
Yeah,
Right,
if we're
yeah.
breaking him out, we need it for
like
something.
He's a friend, or he's a friend of a friend, or he's really good at something.
He's
and
got
your
a
friend-
skill.
You need a skill.
Or
Yeah.
you heard on the black or on the back streets that there's this really reputable character in prison that we could use to
Yeah.
advance our quest. You know, like we
Yeah,
can
that's
make
true.
it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's a bunch of ways.
It sounds like he can play sometimes, but not other times, though. So the prison break
Right.
would be a good introduction potentially, but he'd
But
still
then we'd
need
still need to
reasons
come
for
up
him
with
to
some
peace
kind of
out.
story reason why his character would be in and out.
Yeah,
though,
we had briefly talked about the Etherflux character of his. I don't know that he's
That
going
was
to do anything.
that was the
like
one that came
but
off the top of his
Yeah.
head, though. I don't know if he's committed to that.
Came
one,
up with
but
the
it was-
idea.
Maybe his
Very
master summons him
interesting.
through space time every once in a while.
I don't know. That would never work. That sounds too outlandish.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Maybe he's got a little curse, like he's some sort of cursed otter.
He's a were otter.
Yeah, where?
At high tide, he becomes a crazed otter.
Becomes a
we can't
otter.
control him.
he goes off and grabs things and rapidly just like smacks the rocks into the shells or whatever it is that otters do for food. Just like ah!
Oh, the idea of him being because
the actual thing I think that would work for making that character is the awakened animal ancestry.
Okay.
And if he, I don't know if he wants to do this, but he could be an awakened otter.
Yeah.
And then like have bouts of being unawake.
Yeah.
You just go back into a full animal.
going back into
You can just
regular
be
otter.
NPC on otter, right?
Like, oh, here he goes again. Put him in the tank.
That is funny. That
Put him
actually
in the
works
tank.
really
That
good.
is funny.
We'll pitch that to him. We'll see if he likes that, I guess. That is an
You know, when
interesting
building the
idea.
Tanuki, that was also a piece that I saw. Like, if I couldn't be here for some nights, I could be. You guys can determine what tool I was then.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we need a crowbar
You tool.
or a shovel. Yeah, the best tool.
Oh, an otter mule. That's cute as heck. That's adorable.
That's amazing.
Okay. So that means we don't need to do all the other world building stuff then.
Oh, we were thinking about the port town kind
Yeah.
of stuff?
That or the Alcatraz island. You know, don't need to do anything.
Wouldn't necessarily need to flash that
They
out.
may not
now.
fully come up,
Is there
but
is there anything that we can work on that would help?
Well, yeah, I think if there are organizations or groups or factions or things that you wanted to see in the world, that would be cool.
Oh no.
I don't know why this is what has come to mind. But so look, okay, in Norway, there's these sheep. They just chill on the rocks. The shepherds, like, there's like all these little isles and fjords and stuff, and the sheep are just, they love hanging out on the rocks. And so for whatever reason, I'm like, what if there's just like an island of like just shepherds, kind of? It's a tiny little, because we're going all over the place, right? Like,
Yeah.
They when they share their sheep and they harvest the random parts of sheep business that you do, and then they get in their boats and they go to town or to the prison and sell their wares or what have you. But there's just like an island just filled with sheep. Like,
As far as I know, that's what they use to make the inmates stuff.
oh, wool! Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
yeah,
Well, yeah, could
So
be.
that's why they're always going to the island.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
you
could
know,
be, yeah, but like
selling
just
their woolly
I'm just thinking
wares.
about like the woolly wares, but yeah, just like filling out the different like,
Yep.
because if we're building an archipelago and like more islandy stuff instead of fleshing out those cities, maybe there's other ideas.
There's definitely
for...
a cursed island
Ooh.
in this archipelago.
Okay,
Right,
first-
an island that nobody goes to anymore, or at least rumor has it.
Yeah.
Suspiciously always foggy.
Suspiciously always
yes.
foggy, but guess what I think is on there? Crime syndicates.
Ooh,
Pirates.
maybe some big
Pirates
old
major.
pirates or
Or-
boss.
There's a volcano,
Yeah.
and there's an evil mastermind in there.
Yeah. Like a necromancer or something.
Yeah, that's Don villain stuff.
yeah.
Or, like Syndrome.
Yeah, syndrome.
Would love to have also like we have had a lot of fun in Kingdom of Steam with Cobalt Sky Pirates. I don't necessarily think we should have more of that, but
No-
some more of
No
that.
Von Zeef on the ocean.
I think like some sort of
Running into some properly dastardly pirates could be fun.
Oh, I absolutely
You know,
do.
because we're just sort of like ne'er-do-well. But like
oh.
running into some like proper
Serious
villains.
pirates. I would love for that, but I would
that'd be
also love to run into some incompetent pirates
Or just
that
competent
are of the
captains.
Like not us.
no, well, like very much
Depends
like
on our
Von
dice
Zeus,
rolls.
right? Like so, there's these.
the comedic pirate ship.
Yes, like all goblins or something like that.
Oh my god! What if we ran into the Goblin cruise ship?
Oh
You
shit!
guys have all seen
Oh
Moana.
shit!
You guys have all seen Moana. What if
Just
you've got
recently.
a cruise ship of a bunch of fucking coconuts?
Coconuts!
They're
My
all
people! My people!
people. You come from.
Is it Moana too? Or what?
Moana one.
Oh, I haven't seen the second one yet.
Yeah, I just saw the
It's in the
first
first one though.
No.
Oh my god. The riverboat.
Yeah, the river.
Riverboat.
Goblin
Yeah,
River
yeah.
Boat.
What if
The
they,
Goblin River.
They've gone up in the world.
their insurance paid out real good for that, and they've got an ocean liner
Instead of
now.
a princess cruise, what would that
Cruise
be?
liner.
Yeah, yeah.
The what?
Instead of a princess cruise, what would they call it?
I don't know anything about cruise words.
I would just
That's
say
the name
Queen
of
of
the
the
ship line.
Seas.
It's got to be something
Cruise.
along the lines of like
Cruise.
poke
Maybe
the
the
goat,
cruise
right?
ship.
It's
Maybe
like
the
not.
cruise ship is called the Sticky Lips.
No, it's still
Nobody would go.
no. That's still wrong for everything
Spelled
except
wrong,
the barbecue.
right?
place.
Like all backwards with the P and stuff, right? But like, that's
That's
the
a reference from earlier for anyone who's
Yeah.
very
So-
confused. This is
so-
an actual barbecue joint.
The thing is that like it's actually kind of nice but for
For a
goblin cruise ship.
It's
And
fantastic.
and the prices are great.
And it's like a
Rock bottom.
It's like a themed adventure for people who aren't
God.
goblins, right? Like, oh, let's go poke the goat. Oh, how fun, how novel, how quaint.
Of course,
And
it gets
meanwhile, like goblins,
Oh,
would be like,
God,
I
I
can play
could
poke the goat
see it.
anywhere.
Yeah, what's the big deal about this? You got a goat? We can play poke the goat. But
What other
I love that. That's
low-level
fun.
Yeah.
standard monsters are there? There's goblin and kobold. Is there something else that like
low-level
is a pretty
stuff.
standard?
Oh,
the fish people. What are they called? What are those?
Kutoa?
Yeah, Krakatoa.
Actually, the Kutoa have a
Kutoa.
lot of like really awesome lore behind
Yeah, they
them.
do.
I would love to see Kutoa stuff out there. That would be
And of course,
fun.
like drowned sailors would be sick, right? So
Yeah.
skeleton dudes.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Ghost ships.
skeleton ghost
ghost
ships.
ships. Ghost
Gotta be ghost ships, Maddie.
No, I've got a plotline with that already.
Hell yeah! Go! DM powers.
So excited about
No, there's,
Oh, that sounds
when I was listening to a bunch of sea shanties, there was
Oh.
Oh my God, that's a
based
great
on-
idea.
Will we make
fucking
friends with
sick.
mer people? Let's find
Dude,
out.
deep lore cut. Tell him.
What?
What if it was the first ship of the Shadowface navigators that went lost to sea?
Ooh, that's
Pretty
fun.
epic, like,
Tying in the
ghost ship.
Shadowface Navigator.
Scary, right? Because they were the
They'd be like epic powers, right? 'Cause they're
Super
super
powered.
ancient.
and they're like the lore.
There's the origin of why they're called the Shadowface
There-
Navigators.
it would be
or
very
who knows.
cool to have something that everybody is very aware of is something you run from.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't stick around if
that-
this
that's the
ship
ghost ship
shows
plotline.
up.
Yes.
You do not stay here. We do not
About face, go.
there's no engaging them. There's only run away.
That's the ghost ship plotline.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. I think you see something ethereal like that. You're like,
survivors.
no.
A thick fog rolls in.
Yeah, because I think we do need some things like that where it's just
Insurmountable.
D&D is very much we have an encounter, we kill the people in the encounter, and having something that we're just like we all instinctively understand we have to
you
run
can't
from.
kill it?
Yeah.
Sometimes not having a chase scene, but having a run scene. Is that what you're kind of talking about? Like
Yeah.
trying to get away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
something? That can be very interesting too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't done too much of that. It would be
Yeah.
fun.
I would love
That could be
that.
neat.
Well, kraken battles or like
Oh,
giant
yeah.
storms.
What are the
Like elemental
Leviathans?
storms.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, Leviathans
I think there'd be a lot of
and
stuff
all kinds
that
of stuff eventually.
Is like way out of our league
Sure.
for a long time.
Yeah, we don't have to
That'd
worry
be
about it.
Imagine encountering it and then going back later.
But that's
Yeah,
just
that's
some of the
the
really
fun part.
fun
Yeah.
shit that, in this story, I think that we're going to eventually see. I think that's really neat.
And you don't even really necessarily have to have a plot line. Like we invented a whole plot line in like Kingdom of Steam by freeing
Yeah.
the
The chippities.
Chippities,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
taught some chippities how to
Oh, yeah.
get their own treats, and you destabilized an entire section.
Okay,
of the
this
nation.
this little stopping point is now where you're staying for a while. There's a lot going on here
Guess
now.
we're doing stuff here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like railroad or come up with like certain.
I'm just saying like we'll help.
But I mean, a lot
Yeah,
of
well,
times,
well,
a lot of times that
no,
will happen. A little thing will occur, and you can kind of
Yeah.
just let it snowball.
Yeah.
And,
Actually tumble through the narrative.
Has
Yeah.
anyone read The Voyage of the Dawn Treader?
Yeah,
No.
wait.
That was one of the Narnia books.
Yes. Not
With
red.
Reepicheep.
I might have
Little mouse
read that. I know I've seen the
swashbuckler.
movie.
They go through like a whole bunch of like sailing ship trials and tribulations. They like come across this island that's got like a magical table that's bountiful, and if you eat at it, you fall asleep. And like all this stuff, and it's very like it feels like it's taken from Greek mythology a little bit, but like some of the like Jason and the Argonauts sort of stuff and various things like that. I think would also be really
You have the
fun.
quest to get the golden fleece.
I'm very excited about this campaign.
Yeah. Generally getting lost at sea.
What if we?
is
Yeah. What if
fun,
we
too.
are lost at sea? Like,
I
this
love
is-
that. I would love
Like
that.
we do stuff for a while, and then like a big storm hits, and we have no idea where we are anymore.
Like in the Odyssey, they just don't know where they are most of the time. Like they almost get home, then it's Ben goof and like open the bag of wind that blows them way
Oh my god.
off course.
that could be cool. Especially like if we're starting us off with a shipwreck, we get to the point eventually where we wind up having a ship, and then something wild happens and totally blows us off into uncharted territories.
Yeah.
Also, if none of us are good at being ship captains and navigating, we might just straight up get lost to begin with.
That's true.
I
You know what?
Where are we? Yes.
Chris, what are you saying?
I was thinking, like, if there's other other passengers, other survivors of the original shipwreck,
Could
we
be,
might
yeah.
feel a sort of obligation to shepherd them, to try to take care of them a little bit, since we probably are a little bit more. Well, some of us are a little bit more capable.
It's fun.
You looked over there and like, oh, you wouldn't care about those humans.
That would be another element, like the old escort mission. Oh, we don't want the NPCs to die.
That's true.
I think there's also but we, at least us and at least Trumbull's
criminals.
characters, we don't want to be recaptured.
Yeah, we're actually.
I think that's our big motivator for running away.
Anybody.
There's a royal person on the ship.
Oh, like a princess or some regal.
And like, they'll commute everyone's prison sentence if you get them back to their kingdom. So now we have reason to care about that person.
That's
protect
not
that
bad.
person.
That's an interesting.
And, like,
Get us some pardons.
it's gold.
So my chaos would say, how many crimes can I accumulate before we
How many crimes can we rack up before we turn in the prince?
Exactly.
Don't question the prince.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
It worked until it didn't.
Oh, by the way, whenever you get caught, it is understood that we got caught.
Oh, solidarity. Like you're gonna make sure.
One for all for one, right here.
We've been had.
We got the perfect way to get chopped off.
We need some kind of eventually to get like sort of like little form of an animal ring or something so that you can keep up with these two. Like, you know.
Oh, because they're going to be shape-shifting so much?
I'm assuming that's why you get caught and they don't, is because they shape-shifted
Yes,
into
they have
animals.
a much easier way to get away. And you're just standing around being a guy.
Yeah, you're just a little more.
Where do those guys go? Certainly not those woodland creatures.
Woodland creatures.
Yeah.
I let you turn into a ball.
Yeah. There's a little bouncy
Why is there a
ball.
fox in a ball? You just pick me up with your mouth.
I think generally
You have to make the noise.
I would go.
us learning about some sort of treasure early on would be great.
Yeah.
Especially if that treasure is very
Yeah.
difficult to obtain, but
buried treasure?
out there. Not just
treasure.
necessarily, maybe not buried, but like some sort of like
Shipwreck or...
Oh yeah, the treasure of the 9 dead men or something. You know, something.
something
Of, like,
out there that
legendary shit, not just gold and
right,
jewels.
but like, and then some sort of hint that like, oh, maybe we could find that. If we have this one piece of this thing that nobody else has.
Maybe it's one of those kinds of treasures that like leads, like you get this part of the clue and it leads over here.
Oh, like
This
a
one
little
has
bit of
another
a-
part of the clue.
Like an
scavenger
actual
hunt kind of thing?
scavenger hunt kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd
I'm
be kinda
definitely
fun.
picturing some of that Indiana Jones biz where we get like a special crystal,
here we go.
put it in
Yeah.
a staff, and do a thing in a room, and then it points a sunbeam and a stone.
That could be
Can
fun.
you tell I watched those movies a lot when I was young?
If you
So
have
many
it, you
times.
don't
Sometimes we
belong
get to travel
here.
by map.
So, the travel by map.
Sometimes we're just a little red line. Yeah.
But yeah, some sort of ancient kind of. So fortunately, we
Anyway.
cannot be demonetized over. Well, we can be demonetized on YouTube, but we don't get like.
We're not gonna get
not
kicked off the platform.
They just put ads on our thing, and then somebody else gets the
And
money
then somebody
for it.
else gets the
Yeah,
money for it.
which is fine. It's cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm
We just get
joking about
demonetized,
being-
not
being
content
demonetized.
removed.
I don't think you can be demonetized for humming a song, can you?
Yeah,
On
no.
Twitch, maybe.
Maybe on Twitch you
Okay.
could technically get a little bit in trouble.
You
but
can't
not.
do covers. So my daughter just did a cover on her YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She can't make. She didn't get striked. She just can't make money on
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
the
That's
thing.
the
As long
standard.
as we can have the content
Yeah.
up and people can watch it, that's another just
Yeah.
bonus for.
It doesn't
over
get
here.
muted or anything,
Gotcha.
which is pretty cool. But
Indiana Jones checks a lot of boxes for me.
A lot of boxes.
Well, because like
Wow.
the first teddy bear that was put in my bassinet as a child that I still have, I named him Indy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
oh, that's
after,
awesome.
After Indiana Jones.
That's very cool.
Indiana Jones is one of my favorite media examples of somebody repeatedly running into the supernatural, and then the very next adventure being like, I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Superstition.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Name the dog, Indiana.
It's very much like that X-Files thing. It's like, really? You're going to continue to be skeptical about this? You just got abducted.
I know.
That literally just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
That's
was a
cool.
fun show.
I am excited by all of this. This sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm gonna be a cannonball,
Cannonball special.
So,
and you're gonna shoot me
so when we have, I was gonna say,
to
so
the
when we
Royal
have,
Navy's ship.
when we have a beach day episode, like some
And then I
people are
go-
calling out Cannonball, but you actually turn into one and then flop into
So
one.
that is that.
Sink straight to the bottom.
Because if you're a crowbar, you can be used as a crowbar and it doesn't
You're an
damage
actual
you. Your
tool.
actual self, you couldn't do that to. So if you're if you may take the shape of a cannonball, you can't be damaged more than a cannonball can be damaged,
I
right?
guess I haven't looked that deep.
That
but
we'll
I
have to
can't-
figure that
I
out.
can't
That-
imagine
That sounds
that.
like a loophole.
Calvin's brain
I
kicked in.
can't
It's like,
imagine
how
that
would
it's
this
really
be
gonna
a
be
beer?
like a.
Oh no, not fall damage. I'm a cannonball now. No fall damage. Like that.
Yeah, but I can't.
Well, that was just
always
like when we were
do that.
asking how long can he stay.
Yeah.
I think I can only do it once a
There's
day.
Oh
Oh,
really?
okay.
Okay, so there's
I
some
was gonna say there's got to be some
limitations.
kind
That's
of
good.
limits on that.
Glad there's limitations.
That sounds like you can be very busted.
Yeah.
Lightning damage. I'm a rubber
Very
ball.
busted.
Yeah. Right.
How should I RP Jack?
What do you mean?
So
Jack's
I
your
have two
little
characters.
halfling friend.
Jack?
Not halfling.
I think he's a samurai.
Jack can talk.
Okay.
Okay.
He can talk.
He can talk. He's
He shares an action pool with you.
that's right, and a hit point pool.
And a hit point pool with you. But he is technically his own entity
Yep.
that you have summoned because you're a summoner class.
No. So
What is your initial idea for doing
Maybe
it?
Jack's way smarter, but
He
he's still subservient.
is he? Hold on.
He's
Oh
like,
yeah,
he's
he
like
has
Kip.
his own int pool.
No, he's negative
He's
one.
like Kip is. Oh, I was gonna
Negative
say,
one
also
inch.
dumb.
He's Kip to Zaprat again.
He's dumber than I am.
Inspector Gadget's
Uh,
dog.
Yeah,
Brain.
brain.
You
Yeah,
read
brain.
it, it says I have.
Oh yeah. However you want to do it.
so like
Does it have
we
to
have
do what
we
you say?
like Alex will plays Rill's familiar.
Oh,
The imp.
yeah.
Yeah.
My familiar in Kingdom of Steam, Alex just does the RP for it.
It's mostly just yes, ma'am. But please, you mean I have to, right?
That is one of my favorite bits that we've developed. Hey, Raven, can you do this for me? When you ask me, yes, I am telling you.
So are you thinking you want powers to be this person? Is that what you're trying
For
to
RP
say?
purposes?
I can. Yeah.
Or would that be fun for you? To have like a little character that you could kind of you could work together and make a fun character. Well, ours was just like spur of the moment kind of more than anything.
It felt easier to do the interactions to have somebody else doing the RP for it.
I was Death Striker for a long time.
Yes. Oh, that was good.
That's true, yes.
Greg too, so I mean, you have been.
Maybe
Oh yeah.
He's been a handful, yeah.
because he's got the tiny form where he just.
Oh my God. Your eyes just got large.
Zarek's out there someplace.
Zarek is out there someplace.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's true.
We talked about it last time. Pirate
we
Captain
did.
Zarek.
Pirate Captain Zarek, big fan.
You have a patch over one eye.
The big eye.
That would be so funny.
This is not how we do it. They don't.
Big guy.
He's like a full beholder.
He's a full-on
He wants us to be
beholder
his crew,
now,
but we're not the odd lot. He's very disappointed.
You're just a strange one.
I don't know that I'd want to
The-
ever fight him.
No, I mean
He's scared to fight.
for a
Beholders are
long time he
scary.
would be
Beholders
way
are
too.
He'd be very
powerful.
overpowered.
I don't know that there's.
Or
any-
since we're playing Pathfinder, it'd be we have beholders at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have any problem with.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I mean-
I also don't care.
Yeah.
Pathfinder has the super small mind flayers. They're
But-
cool.
Yeah.
Zarek being upgraded to a beholder, he's not dumb old manipulatable spectator anymore.
He's
He's
no
a-
subservient creature.
He's probably pretty
pretty
powerful
intelligent.
and like
Yeah.
manipulative himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Xanathar is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of like the idea of maybe like having a treasure hunt kind of thing, there was at some point a talk of us maybe like finding an old kind of haunted ship.
Yep.
To begin with, so perhaps there's something on that ship
like
that we could find that starts off the idea of maybe there's this crazy treasure. It's not something we have to necessarily find right away on the ship, you know.
The living ship idea
But-
from Farscape.
Oh, the living
yeah.
ship from Farscape.
So instead of
Cool.
being living, it would be like a haunted ship that befriends us.
Oh, like it has
Yeah.
its own personality
us?
almost.
Yeah, that's
Oh, like
sick.
there's like a poltergeist or something that's like bonded to the ship somehow.
Like Mordo.
It's the fucking captain that went down with the ship.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Or yeah, or like
In life
the subquest
and
would be
in death.
like to help it cross over finally, or I don't know,
That's
That,
cool.
that would be.
or manifest back as the physical deity.
Uh huh.
Entity, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's
I kind of
cool.
like
That's
that.
sweet. That's story. That's story.
I-
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
cool. No, that's good.
DM.
All good
Yeah.
stuff. No.
No, I mean,
All good.
look, isn't that why we've been doing
Yeah.
these world building things to come up with these ideas of stuff we can potentially do? It's not just linking up our backstories and stuff. It's figuring out the world that we're going to be
Yeah.
interacting with.
I think I won't be disappointed if any of these things don't happen.
Yeah.
I like that there's like this pool of
Just a bunch of
It's
ideas
the
to
little
think
seeds
tank.
of ideas. and
transmute
stuff.
into
Yeah.
whatever powers wants them to transmute.
yeah.
Yeah, like an Isle of Siren type creatures could be really cool to deal with.
Harpies would be a good
Harpies.
low level.
Yeah, Harpies are
Harpies
fun.
would be cool.
Harpies
I
are cool.
I 100% want to interact with like different factions of merfolk too.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm thinking like we're gonna be at sea. It's not just gonna be the land
Yeah.
dwelling races. Like because there's multiple different fish people and merfolk and different stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
it's true.
so we might be on good terms with some of them and like less than good terms with others.
Since we're doing so much seafaring stuff, does Pathfinder have ship rules? Because
Yeah.
what we originally talked about was using the
Oh, yeah.
module from 5e,
Yeah, Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Ghost of Saltmarsh for the ship combat kinds of things.
I think it has chip.
I have not looked.
Why do you
I,
think that?
assume, I would
I don't
assume
know.
it does.
I feel like it. Maybe that's Starfinder or whatever the other one's called.
Starfinder would
Yeah.
be Pathfinder 2nd edition in space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like there's some
Probably
sort of
did.
ship dynamics.
Port them over someplace. But that's something we can look into.
Inspired
that's-
by Starfinder ship combat. Here's how to do it.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh.
I barely know stuff, but I knew that.
I guess I'm curious also, what kind of like major truths about the world should all the characters know? Like what's the common knowledge? You know, like,
The battle.
Yeah.
Battle
Yeah.
of Cliff Null.
Yeah.
I think we'd all know about the Odd Lot. That would make sense.
At least heard of them.
It's
Yeah.
as like heroic
Right.
figures.
We might not really know the details of their exploits, but I feel like Allah made it to 20th level. They've got
Yeah.
it in this world.
They beat Tiamat.
They made
That's-
comments
you
of the
know.
Odd Lot for sure. I think we did at some point.
Oh no, I'm sure there's like traveling bards and stuff.
oh yeah.
There's
Yeah.
always one.
However,
No, I was
to-
gonna say they probably perform Anders songs.
To me,
Yeah,
they
ooh.
don't matter. I mean,
They're
they're
baby.
just regular old people too. So.
How far out time wise are we from
Yeah,
the
that's a good
Outlaw
question.
campaign?
Well,
That-
you
that's
guys
something
came
I've
from the battle,
thought
right?
about.
Yeah, and so did they.
But as Leshy,
And-
we could have been chilling in the woods for literally like 100 years and been like.
But I think
So it's like
I don't
not
wanna
just
be- I
whatever
don't wanna
amount
be
of
that
time.
far.
Yeah, but like
But-
whatever
Like a
amount
year,
of time
maybe?
you want.
or,
A year out?
I think it would be cool to give time for the government to kind of grow,
Reestablish.
Yeah.
right?
So the-
Let there be a Royal Navy, you know?
Yeah.
Like a 5-year
let it
gap,
be-
10-year gap.
Well,
Yeah.
we did talk about Cliff Null growing, right?
Yeah.
But there were other kingdoms.
Yeah.
There's Anders' kingdom, where he was from, the Kingdom of Man.
Mm-hmm.
They were like the West Coast. They were the California of the.
But we also had that Ocean Kingdom too. That who was
They were
Brad
up
was
north,
supposed
right?
That's up by Snow's Village over there.
Yep.
The
to. Were
Tritons.
your people?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like Brad's hometown?
No. Remember, Brad was
Or-
going to marry the queen.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, the Triton.
Same Triton
city.
next to Snow's hometown
That's
there.
the-
There's a
Right.
lot of factions that are probably growing now.
But I think that they could.
From Wolfhaven.
Yeah,
With-
they're probably still really angry.
with things going on and like this major battle with Tiamat happening at Cliff Null, I feel like they could like kind of join forces. Like a lot of these places, like they hear about this,
man, if this happens again, we can't be.
So the alliance and ether flux.
Yeah, like alliances are
Yeah.
formed.
Or just the opposite. Someone
Oh,
kinda
sure.
gets power hungry, like
Yeah.
rebuilds,
Yeah.
or sees
Well,
tries
that-
to take advantage of Cliff Null in a weakened state.
Oh, and I think
Yeah.
that definitely would have could be the case.
I think
Yeah.
both would happen. Like Clifton would see the need to start allying itself to reinforce its losses. In the same time, opportunistic nations or factions would, this is a perfect place to prey on.
I see Newsham is getting larger, right? Because it's a trade hub. I see that.
And maybe going good, even
Yeah.
like going like
Maybe
oh we're
going
a part of
legit.
this whole thing, and now like
There's
the criminals
no
have
space
got to
for
be
the underbelly.
Yeah, they're in
The underbelly is moved
more trouble
elsewhere.
even, you know.
Where
Groups that were part of Tiamat's army, like some of the orcs and the Dragonborn and all those groups, they're scattered to the winds and probably not looked at very favorably.
No, yeah, there's probably. Oh, that's true. There's gonna probably be a shift in the racism of the country in a sense, right? Like Dragonborn and orcs are going to be looked at with a lot of fear
Right,
and
distance.
skepticism.
Were these guys part of that?
Yeah, are these?
Whose side were they?
So
on?
what are we saying? 10 years after, just to put it in perspective.
Let's go 5.
Somewhere
Five sounds
between
good.
somewhere
Fine.
between 5
I
and
like
10
5.
is good.
5 seems like enough time that some stuff could start happening, but we're
When
not
did Brad
so
die?
far out that it would be.
What?
When did Brad die?
Oh,
So, like
It was, like,
I
it was a
think it
year
was
after,
like
right?
was about
yeah, it
the
was
year,
a year
after.
yeah.
After a year, Brad died. He's fine though. He's doing good.
I
just
like
died.
how
It's
the
not a big
whole
deal.
game Brad was trying to die, but the only way that Brad could die was post credits.
Yeah.
Well, no, Brad's dead. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you didn't kill him the entire time, but now he's dead.
Now that it's up to me.
You're like, listen, this character who I built to die is dead now. He's just dead.
He was a joke, okay?
He
He was a
turned off
joke.
the ability to properly
So-
breathe.
We got like 5 years. We've got like the rebuild of Cliff Null.
Cliff Null gets stronger again.
I like it. I like that it's going to the sea. New area.
Yeah. What? There's a lot of the entire map of this world that we haven't explored.
Yeah.
We
Still other
barely.
continents, right?
Yeah.
Are there other continents?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
so, we have a lot of opportunity to go to completely different types of spaces where they may not know about the odd lot
I think,
so much.
I think that's
And
fine too.
I think that's awesome.
What about
Yeah.
It's a lot of freedom to create.
what about tech?
What do you mean?
Cogmaster and stuff like that, they're going to be free to do
5 years.
make progress.
Yeah.
5 years of progress for Cogmaster is a lot more progress than most people.
Especially because he's now free with his people.
Are you
Yeah.
thinking he would like have technology that he'd be selling, or
I'm
is he
wondering-
like running a school?
I'm wondering if
Like-
there's simple things even that like
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
like
That would be a
But
mess.
his son might.
Yeah.
like
That is a proper question.
Like
maybe he's advanced.
loading pistols and things
Flintlock
like that,
pistols?
stuff
Has
like
he done
that.
that?
You know,
Like-
Weapons.
Oh, I want to be gunslinger then.
It's totally reasonable that would be possible. Yeah.
So
any other magical advancements? I mean, I think there should be like maybe like rarely airships. I still feel like that takes a long time.
Airships
to
are
build.
big
Yeah.
and expensive.
Yeah,
There's probably
but
like
I would love to see a few.
Yeah.
yeah, there's probably a air cruise kind of thing. I imagine there's a luxury thing because watching the world from up above is something rich people would probably get off on.
Which was
like,
an opulent venture.
yeah, and
The mech suits?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
They were
the
both a part of the Cliff Null as well.
Death lasers?
Yeah, I think the mech suits definitely is a thing that like gets spread out, but there's like one to a group. Like it's not like
it's not like
I don't
there's a
know.
lot of
I-
them.
I-
I kind of
Sure.
think Cliff Null would concentrate that because if they're trying to rebuild and they had mech suits, like
They
wanna
would rebuild.
tap into that
yeah.
as their
yeah, they
city
could
force.
potentially
So there's
give
not a
some
lot-
out to allies
Maybe out
as part
on
of
the ocean,
agreement,
but like somebody could have one below deck, you know, like
transporting it
or something like that, you know,
That'd
like
be
they.
prime black market stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're
aren't smugglers. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
Arms
there's
smugglers.
some. Yeah, we could definitely
yeah.
see some of those on the ocean.
I have a feat called Experience Smuggler.
Ooh.
Of course.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Rogue is
smuggler,
gonna
though.
rogue.
Oh no, yeah.
You're a scruffy looking nerfer.
What?
Are you a scruffy-looking nerfer?
I'm not.
I could see something like we're going towards an island and it's got a thing that looks like a lighthouse, but it's actually one of those lasers from.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Like a city is.
Oh,
Sharks with
that
laser
would be
beams.
nuts.
That's cool.
Cool.
Is there anything else, Powers, that you were hoping to like figure out or just
No,
some
no,
more?
I just want to kind of see what happens here. Make sure we're all on the same page again.
Yeah. Like after this, is there gonna be another world building thing, or are we really pretty much good to go at this point?
As long as we
We're-
all have our characters that are level 1 and all kind of mapped out there, and I see no reason why we can't just start.
Really?
Really, you're
have-
like pretty ready to go.
I have Brother Argo already, so if I don't do anything else with him, then I'll have a character to start the first adventure with.
Yeah.
Maybe you could also come by a tiny bit early on Sunday or something, and we can pull it up on the little computer and help you put something together.
I'm sure I can figure it out. It's just a matter of time.
Sitting down
Yeah,
and
because
looking at it.
I have a bunch of other irons in the fire right now.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think my next steps is really fleshing out the ship. And then, I need NPCs and other stuff. I could all just like what's there. I got a whole list of possibilities.
Ship needs a captain and crew.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And besides just other people there, I've got like prisoners, people who want to hunt interesting animals, people like bounty hunters, stowaways, people doing research, religious obligations, hitmen, personal vendettas, people want to visit, vacationing, different kinds of tradesmen who want to go either acquire new materials or learn new techniques, stuff like that. Just entertainers.
If you could set up something so that we are the cause of the shipwreck,
Yeah.
Or possibly the cause.
like one of those if we do thing A, we cause the shipwreck. If we do thing B, we cause the shipwreck, and we should have done thing A or B. Do you know what I'm saying? I think
it's our fault, but we feel like maybe we could have avoided it.
It's like the trolley problem.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's more like the ship's gonna crash, but if we do certain things, we can mitigate some of the damage, so we'd have an easier time versus.
Once we start
totally
the
screwed.
downfall of the ship, potentially. I mean,
because
There's a
I'm
lot that
thinking,
can
okay,
happen.
these two release us, and now we are hiding on the ship, trying not to get caught again.
right, because we're
That
still
can go on
technically,
for as long as is fun,
Oh yeah.
The bedlam could ensue. Other bad actors could take advantage of that. Things could happen.
Chaos.
Actually, well,
Maybe the ship's also transporting something important, and us
yeah.
freeing people and making the guards, look around for these escaped prisoners allows these other people to go for this thing,
Chaos.
and their out is just for the ship or something.
Yeah, that's true. Huh.
Okay, yeah.
There's all
so
kinds of options.
I'm gonna have to really work on NPCs because you're gonna have to know these people. You would know names of certain guards or cooks or bartenders or the captain. That's all would be common knowledge. So I gotta work on that kind of stuff. If you want to design NPC, go for it.
But there's tools out there.
Yeah, I know. There's lots of easy things. Just well, thank you, Gemini. For a list of
There's also if you want to hide Jack away somewhere,
So that you have
so
to
that
find
we
him.
have to find where Jack is hidden. I'm okay with not having access to him for a considerable amount of time.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
I have no combat abilities without him, but
Maybe
that's
it's
fine.
Post crash, and we have to find him in the wreckage somewhere.
Or I'd love to find him before
yeah.
the wreckage, or have him be the cause of the wreckage, or any other number of things. Right? Do you know? I'm just saying that we could.
You're just
Could be
being
one of the side
yeah,
plots
he can
to-
get big when I want. He gets big, breaks a vital pipe in the thing. You're like, uh-oh.
Any number of oddness.
It's like
I don't
when
know.
in the Goonies when Sloth pushes the pipes up and then all of a sudden he goes, "Ah!" And then you hear everybody smash and then the burn and then he's just like,
Oh no!
I can see Jack going, "Ah!" And then everybody's like, "Ah!" The ship is cracking and breaking, and he's just like, oh.
That is sloth is how we need to frame Jack's personality.
so?
I think it's
Big
just gotta
Jack.
be. He's like huge and big, but he's dumb as a brick.
One last thing. So, roles in combat. You're frontline.
I'll definitely be a
Are
frontliner.
you tank?
I'm building a tanky character.
All range, mobile.
All range.
I can do ranged combat. I can get up close. I have a special thing that lets me teleport like 25 feet.
Are you more like a spiker, like you get in and get out, or
Skirmisher.
Kinda. I'm a dexterity fighter, so I'm gonna have okay AC.
rogue? So you're
Same as him, really. I'll be more front. As long as I can get a flank, I'm in there. And if I can't, then I'll fuck him up with a spell or something.
aside from me as a healer.
I will not at first level, but I will take some stuff for
She's got
for
cocoa
healing
meat.
stuff.
Yep.
Does anybody have the
were you
medicine?
alone.
Is
My,
anybody-
I might have picked medicine as one of my skills.
Cocoa melon.
Actually, because that's
Is that
the
your
thing.
name? Are you
That's what
Melon?
I
Coco
have.
Melon? No!
It wasn't, but now.
You guys get snapped, and that's what people snort.
Oh no, I didn't pick. Didn't
Cocoa
pick
melon.
medicine.
I'm
I
melon.
thought I picked
Melon?
medicine.
Oh, hello.
That is what the
Oh,
wanted
your
sheet
rolls?
says.
Uh,
Wanted cocoa melon.
Utility.
I'm.
Huh?
He's utility cast.
utility caster, but Jack is frontline.
I might have
He's
to go
not
back into my
super
skills. I
tanky
thought I'd
though,
take
because his hit
No.
points are your hit points, right?
Which is why I have a lot of cons. So I have a lot of hit points.
Is his AC higher than yours?
Well, a lot.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
all
the
right.
idea.
Yeah. So you have frontline capabilities, but you are technically
As long as I keep my squishy
utility.
self away from the front lines, everything's fine.
I'm gonna switch my skills around, so medicine is one of them, and I will also, at some point, have some magical healing abilities as well.
Is anybody else trained in medicine?
I'm kind of like a
I don't know.
support caster of sorts. I
thought I
do
had
have
prepared
damage
that.
spells. I'm definitely a spellcaster, but I'm like half support, half damage.
I'm generally damaged. I think
AoE
I've got
or
I have a little bit of area of effect stuff, but I can't do that with spell strike.
Oh, that's right.
I'm trained in medicine.
Yet.
You got some crowd control stuff, right?
I have a little. I'm more like a I'm a bane. I'm a bane caster.
I will be. I'll
Debuff.
switch
Debuff.
this
Yeah,
around.
debuff.
I don't need a
Debuff.
call this. Let's
I
take
am-
medicine instead.
I'm
Much
utility
better.
and
I'm
punch.
A lot of my
Not a lot of front line.
I thought I
A lot
had.
of squish.
last squish.
It
Yeah.
seems.
Well,
Squish, not so squish.
No,
His,
you
his
frontline?
summon will be able to front
Right.
line.
right. We share
guys can
actions.
frontline
We share
if
hit
you
points. It's
No.
I think
You can
I'm
tank?
going to be tanking.
Yeah.
I can DPS. but no tank.
What's your AC? No.
So
I hadn't bought my equipment yet.
18?
Whatever.
Nice.
Unarmored, it's at 14, so it'll be better than that because I'll have leather or studded leather, and I also, one of the kineticist things I took was metal carapace, which is essentially heavy armor.
like I got 16 HP.
AC.
My AC currently is 18,
Right.
but I was considering doing a different type of armor, which would lower it.
My AC will be, when I've got the metal carapace going, it'll be 17, and that's before I use a shield. So,
19.
so 19. When I have shield raised.
Yep.
If I take this other armor, I'll be at 16 AC. But the thing that's gonna tell me if I'm taking this particular armor or not is how writing scrolls work. There's something called scroll robes, which is just robes that you can write on,
Okay.
Interesting.
and you can just tap the robe and activate the scroll.
Oh,
What?
that's
That's a
cool.
cool idea.
It's only
It's a
15
cool
silver.
idea.
That's nuts.
It's basically unarmored. It has 0 defense, but gives you up to 5 in your
5 extra spell things.
dexterity.
Oh, 5 dex. And how many spells can you write on it, or what have you?
Only one at a time,
Ah,
It's still
I
pretty cool,
believe.
though.
that's still really
Cool
neat.
idea.
Yeah,
And it works with the whole dancer theme.
Yeah.
that is very cool. Yeah.
So, at level 1,
I have 23 hit points.
20. I got.
That's pretty.
Nice. I
He's
think I'm
pretty-
rocking like 22, so,
I-
that's pretty solid.
Jack's AC is 17, so he should be able to stick around and actually do some work. Plus 7 to hit.
I
Not
have
bad.
18 hits.
So if you're a tank at an AC of 17, I've got an 18 AC.
Yeah, how
and
did you
20.
manage that?
But
My dex.
Oh, you're
Dex is
so
good.
dexterous.
when you're a Dex character,
And I've got a plus 7 to hit.
Would you consider getting rid of the raised shield thing? Raised shield as a
as a-
mechanic?
one of your
You say
actions?
It's our shield. Your shield. Your shield.
Getting rid of it as an action and just having it apply
Yeah.
as long as you're holding it.
Or is that broken?
I think that's broken
It-
because it's about taking up that action slot that does it. Now you're like deciding, do I spend an action to raise my defenses,
It's kind
or
of like
do
dodge. It's like
Yeah.
a lesser dodge
Yeah.
in a sense.
And I think there's also some reactions that you can take only if you have your shield raised. So it's about
Interesting.
making that.
Yeah,
So
the
it's more
mechanics are woven into
Okay.
other things.
Yeah.
I think.
There could also be special things that a magic shield would provide when raised versus
Yeah,
not.
there are some of them
Also-
shatter into like glass shards and do damage and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's
So that could also be a factor.
I don't
in
know
the,
how much Magron is proficient in Pathfinder, but they suggested when they were hearing about the whole cleric thing, they said you could be a fighter with mobile and healing feats, and then you can heal with healer's kits and potions, even action surging to use them again.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could have heavy armor and a shield, and then you're never going down. You'd be like the tankiest healer, potentially, if you wanted to.
That's the thing
I don't-
that I love about this. There's so many really cool
There,
builds.
I've looked on Reddit. People
Unique,
have a
dude.
lot of cool conversations about how to be an alternate healer without playing a cleric.
Yeah.
And there's a few different classes that are good for it.
Cool.
So yeah, if you think there's too many squishy people and you want to balance it out yourself, you could totally potentially.
I mean, I'm actually kind of a tank.
You are surprised. You're quite
Kind of.
quite hard to hit.
Yeah.
I also, one of the spells that I have is a thing that increases your ability to defend yourself. What the heck is it called? Forbidding Ward. It's one of my cantrips, so I can do it every time.
On you or others?
On one ally and one enemy. I ward an ally against the attacks and hostile spells from a target enemy. And the ally gains +1 status bonus to their AC and savings throws against their attack spells and other effects.
Wow. As
So-
a cantrip.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Also, the concentrate thing threw me off for a while. It's totally different in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
You all are aware of that?
Yes.
Do
it is.
discuss, please.
How does this
What's
work?
going on?
It is just like the nature of the spell.
it's a
It's not a concentration in the so far as you can only have one.
Okay.
You
There's-
can have as many concentration spells up and going as you want.
Yeah, there's
would
no
appear-
concentration system like 5e has.
You
It
don't have
is-
to drop
there is-
one for another.
There is
thing.
the only thing is sustaining spells.
Yeah, if it says it's a sustained spell,
Then you can
have
choose to sustain it and
Yeah.
and focus on that spell. But there's a lot of stuff with concentration tags on it that just means you got to think to be able to cast this.
Instead of
Oh,
verbal
okay.
somatic components.
Yes,
it's
It's
a
an
exactly.
intellectual
process. Okay.
requirement.
So if you
I got
if
that.
you get befuddled or something.
there's
Right,
some certain
exactly.
things that say,
There are things that minimize your ability to cast them or affect only those types of
yeah,
things.
but it does
etc.
not mean what it means in 5e.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So
That
don't.
was really confusing for a little bit. but
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
That's why
'cause
I was
it is
like,
different.
yeah, it's
Good.
super different. So
Good.
don't shy away from spells
It's like-
that say concentrate.
I'm
It's
pretty
like-
fast,
Totally
folks. We gotta wrap it
Light.
up.
Yeah,
My
it is
light
like-
spell has a concentrate tag.
Yeah, everything.
It's
not.
And a lot of things have.
It's not.
If you concentrate late enough, it becomes a sun.
You can start fires with it.
All right.
It looks like we're wrapping up
yeah,
for the
yeah.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching Wednesday Hunters.
Wednesday
Yeah,
Hunters.
Wednesday Hunters, yeah.
And then back again on Sunday and for Kingdom Steam and
And then Monday, possibly ship time party har har.
Maybe.
We shall
All right.
see.
bye.
Aw, dude.
Thanks for watching.